right, we're finally live, everybody. Say hello.
Say hello.
Sorry for the delay, guys. We had some time zone issues that we forgot about, and also some tech issues. So hopefully by next session we'll be back up and going again at a proper time. But considering we are starting a little bit late and we will be finishing a little bit early today, I'm just gonna jump straight into it without the usual intro questions. So, previously on The Misfortunate Shepherds, as you all travel to Ravenloft in the carriage that Strahd sent, you pick up Irina on the way, and she was happy to see you all again, and states that even though she's quite afraid, she thinks attending the dinner will be a good way to understand Strahd's intentions and perhaps find a point to exploit. At the gates of Ravenloft, you are greeted by Cyrus Bellevue, a mongrel folk, who is a servant and chef for the castle. He leads you inside the doors and asks you to wait in the foyer for Rahaden. As you wait and look around, you spot this magnificent suit of armor that seems to be decorated with these glowing red lines that look like blood vessels. Rahaden greets you all and takes you to the guest room, where you run into Escher, one of Strahd's escorts. Consorts, not escorts. who's
Okay, no less stars.
who's I mean, who knows? But whose flirty nature does not really sit well with Rahaden. Irina is led away into another room as you all get ready. Settling in, you are interrupted by another servant who turns out to be Gertruda herself. She turns out to be much older than expected, and questioning her, you learn that she was imprisoned at home by Mad Mary, her mother, and eventually ran away to Ravenloft, where she has become madly infatuated with Strahd, and she believes that he would eventually turn her into a consort when she has proven her faithfulness to him. Gertruda leads you down into the main dining room, where Strahd and his consorts greet you all. There's Ludmilla, the oldest one, dark skin, purple hair, and this gaunt features. Anastasia, the strikingly beautiful and aloof woman, and Valenta, a young 20-ish woman with short black hair and this crazy look in her eyes, and of course Escher himself, who seems rather out of place in comparison to everyone. Dinner is served by Cyrus, Gertruda, and another servant called Helga. Strahd entertains you all with dishes that source from your hometowns and preferences. Throughout dinner, Strahd asks many questions about everyone's origins and aspirations, and what you think of his kingdom. You find out that Ludmilla has been experimenting with mixing arcane and biology. Anastasia seems rather insecure about her position, as Tatiana is now back on Strahd's radar. And Valenta makes small digs at Bree, especially, wanting to know all about the kills that she makes. Escher mainly keeps to himself, not wanting to be caught up in all the cattiness. As dinner continues, Helga drops a note in Desire's lap, stating that not everyone here is an enemy. Strahd reveals that he is actually looking for an eventual successor, much to the surprise of a few of the wives, as he believes that finding a successor to take over Barovia would finally rid him of this curse, and will, which continuously torments him by taking Tatiana away from him. After dinner, you are taken on a short tour of the castle, where you end up in the grand ballroom. You see Irina enters again. She's wearing this stunning red gown, as Strahd soon sweeps her up into a dance. You are invited to dance with each of the consorts, and you all get to know a little bit more about them. And I believe previously where we left off, it was Valenta and Bree, so just give me a second while I tour you guys back into the place where you were meant to be.
Christy looks like she forgot.
Alright.
No, I did not forget. I was hoping that the DM forgot.
Oh, wait, shit, sorry, I totally put it in the wrong chat. I put it in our other chat. Wrong one. Too many Discord windows open. There we go. Okay, so we're in... What? This wasn't a private video last time I played this.
What? What? Oh, music.
It's showing up as a private video. That's very weird. It was not
Ah.
a private video last time I played this. You know what? I'm just gonna stick with the recap song then.
Sure.
Seems like a lot has changed in the 1 month that we did not play.
Oh my goodness, it's been a month.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you
I've
guys are
forgotten a
all
lot.
in the grand ballroom. There seems to be this orchestra of instruments that's playing itself in a corner. Everyone is sort of paired off at the moment. Valenta and Bree, you notice that as you guys are dancing, Valenta does seem to be trying you know, every now and then you see her foot stick out in places where you have to jump over. It seems that she might be trying to sort of like trip you up as you guys waltz around the ballroom.
I mean,
And
am I
she has.
successfully dodging them?
I'll have you roll a dex if you want.
Just Dex in general?
Then we'll do dex save.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
Yep.
21.
So, as you guys tour around, you see Valenta stick her leg out, and you very expertly do like a skip and a hop over it. You see that the corners of her mouth curl up a little bit at that, and she goes, So I heard from Rahadin that you're the one with the knives in the group. Tell me, what's your favorite thing that you've killed in Barovia so far? I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
You first.
Oh, well, I just keep in mind you guys are still sort of like dancing as you go. Well, there was this, oh, I remember now, there was this father of a girl that, Strahd took a long time ago. You know, he was begging for his daughter not to be taken. I ended up flaying him slowly right in front of her. The sounds he made was so hilarious. Well, I told you mine, what's yours?
You've made me speechless. Let me think. A hag.
You mean one of the ones in the windmill?
Yeah.
Ooh, did they haunt you guys before you finally took him out?
It was, yeah, a bit of a extended party. Yeah. Yeah, you seem to know, quite a bit about me. What about you? Where did you come from? You weren't always in Barovia, were you?
Oh, give me 1 second. No, of course not. I mean, Strahd took me when I think she was from Balaki. I'm just gonna get all my other notes open again, sorry. Oh no, she was for Barovia. Well, no, Strahd took me when I was in Barovia. I was, I was a beggar on the streets, sort of just selling myself out to whoever to earn any sort of coin. But then he realized how smart and clever and ruthless I can be, so he ended up taking an interest in me.
Did he teach you the ways of a weapon?
Sorry, say again.
Did he teach you the ways of a weapon?
Oh, I knew a bit of that already. You have to be very good with a weapon when you sort of led the life that I did.
So you had no family before?
Nope.
I'm hearing myself echo. This is from it's from Sierra.
It's
I think it was
Sierra.
This
Sorry.
was gonna. No, but she kind of says that like she was an orphan from a young age. She kind of grew up as like a prostitute on the streets of Barovia and had a habit of sort of like drugging and killing her clients and sort of stealing their belongings.
It's Eileen Wernos.
So you pretty much learned how to survive on your own.
Well, I had to when you sort of grew up the way that I did. But hey, it made him notice me.
What did he offer you to be by his side, if I might ask?
All the power that I could ever want. All the victims that I could ever want. Not to mention actually having a home, making sure I get proper meals every day. It's very different compared to where I was before living on the streets. He actually looked after me, you know?
Do you love him?
Of course. We all do.
Inside check. Just want to see. Oh fuck. 13.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with how fast you guys are spinning around, but you can tell there is sincerity in that. She does truly believe that he plucked her out from a worse place, and you know, in comparison to where she was before living on the street, this is like all the power that someone who grew up as an orphan could ever wish for.
Do you think he loves you same as all the other companions that he has here?
Well, if you ask me, I feel like Anastasia is gonna be thrown into a crypt very soon.
Oh, really?
Sure,
Do
he has a
tell.
lot of. I mean, sure, he has a lot of different consorts, but he's, you know, as long as we prove our faithfulness to him, he shows us that he loves us properly, like equally. That's what I'm trying to say. And
You
as
think
long as
she's
we keep
unfaithful?
him. Oh, sorry. Rewind a little bit. And as long as
Yeah.
we keep him entertained, show that he doesn't get bored of us, we won't be thrown into the crypts. Not like some of the other consorts have been.
Oh.
So there were others.
Oh, of course. Strahd likes to collect
Yeah.
pretty and talented things. Of course, some eventually he gets bored of. And then they're never seen again.
Sounds fun. Are you happy now compared to when you first moved here?
Well, it was a little bit scary at first, not gonna lie, but it has become much better than I could ever have hoped for. Strahd saw that I had the potential to be a... How do I say this? Strahd saw that I had the potential to be a ruthless assassin by his side. So I get to carry out a lot of fun missions for him. You know, if you're as deadly as I heard that you are, he could be interested in you too. We could even make a great team.
Oh boy. Do I see anyone around? Do I see Juice around?
I mean, I think last time we left out, Deuce was dancing with a clone of himself, so...
Don't drag me into this.
You're deadly,
Yeah,
right?
I think. I think he. You know, I probably don't deserve him. Bree's
Look, like-
internally gagging in her mind.
Look, like, not to be mean, but like, all your friends look really weak, okay? You see that lady with too much makeup, the pompous man in the top hat, not to mention the little
No
girl...
top hat.
Well, was wearing a top hat. Not to mention, like, you know, that little airhead girl and your little halfling friend. You know, bet he thinks that bandana makes him look cool. But like, and don't even get me started on pretty little Irina. If she wasn't so delusional, she'll accept that Ravenloft is the only safe place for her. You could totally leave them and come join me. You get to lay all the traps you ever want. You get to kill all the bad things you ever want. It'll be fun.
Is that all you have to offer?
I can give you all the power that you ever wanted. You don't have to travel anymore. You get to stay in this nice big castle with everyone.
But you haven't been beyond the mist, have you?
Haven't needed to.
You never been curious?
And also, she would have never have been beyond the mist because by the time Strahd took her, like, you know, it was already no one could leave Barovia.
Yep, just... That's a shame. There's a lot more to see.
Like what?
Actual freedom.
You know, if you help us, if you join us and help us with Strahd, maybe he can expand his influence beyond Barovia.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, maybe, but there will definitely be a price to pay.
Price of eternal life is not too bad.
I meant for him.
You see, she kind of like sneers a little bit at that thought. But
And then I try to dip her. I try to dip.
Nice.
she's actually taller than you by quite a bit.
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
try.
you are like half her size. So does that mean, like,
Disadvantage there.
sweeping her ankles out from underneath her like a judo throw.
Yeah, just like accidentally smash the back of her head into the floor.
I tried to do some suave move, but yeah, I don't know. I can't think of
I'll-
anything
I'll
dancey,
have
but
you
whatever.
roll a performance check then.
Oh, fuck my life.
The 12 move.
Get it?
Show him your moves.
15?
You do, despite your height differences, you do manage to dip her successfully.
Yeah, Dancing with the Stars moment, just, they look kind of uncomfortable, but they're just passing, like, just getting it like an Asian B plus kind of like
B plus.
of a grade.
She's kind of surprised a little bit by that, but you can tell she is quite delighted by you surprising her. She seems to be the type that likes to be, likes to be surprised, likes to be unpredictable, put it that way. Sorry,
An
my side.
assassin that likes to be surprised. So strange.
She delights in taking her, delights in the challenge, put it that way. I'm also very tired right now, so my RP is probably a bit out the window.
It's cool. Yeah. What's his deal?
Who's deal?
Bree tilts her head towards Rahadin.
Oh, him? He's been there forever. I don't even know how old he is. He was with Strahd before I even came in.
Before
I mean-
the others too?
I think him and Ludmilla. Actually, no. Hold on. No, it would be even before Ludmilla. Even before Ludmilla. So it's like yeah, no, he's been here for a long time. He's one of Strahd's, well, could say best friend, I guess. Best advisor. Don't know if you could really call them friends, but Rahadin's nice. He doesn't talk much.
Have you ever
Kind of-
fought him?
Just for fun.
Is he any good?
Oh yeah. He could totally kill you all if he wanted.
Could he kill you?
I'll put up a good fight.
What's the thing? I don't know. Is it just me, or do I hear things around him?
It's said that he's haunted by, well, not haunted, he's cursed by all the souls that he's ever taken. They kind of surround him in, like, this constant choir of screaming. Don't know how he gets any sleep from it, but anyone who walks too close to him can get affected by it.
Yeah, it will suck to be them. Or him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the dance. Bree takes a slow step back and bows.
She does, like, this big flourishy curtsy in response.
Thanks for the sub, Tim.
Yeah,
What was that?
I don't know. Oh, okay, Matt was just sorting something out. Don't worry.
Oh, sorry. Everyone's
Yeah.
mics are, like, echoing today. This is really throwing me off.
Yeah.
Okay, so she eventually sort of like waltzes off and goes to dance with Anastasia, who seems, having finished dancing with Desire, seems to be a bit more sour looking
Let's put the
in
bar.
face. There is no bar.
No.
Is there anything that anyone else wants to do before I continue?
Desire might ask, which one's the one that gave her the note? Petra?
I'll go. What a Petra.
I made up a
There's no
name.
Petra. There is no Petra.
Desire will walk up to Olga,
Helga.
Helga.
and say, Petra,
Who?
if I'm in need of any assistance in, how can we call on you?
Oh, I mean, the... Good question.
Is there a bell in the room, perhaps?
Yes, there's a bell just beside the bed. It should go straight down into the servants' headquarters. Either Gertruda and I will come at a moment's notice.
Very well, I'm pleased to hear that. Then I hope you are epitomize the hospitality that your master has offered us thus far, and attend for my summons.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. I'm tired
Yes.
too. She's just basically saying, like, if the bell goes to wherever they're staying,
Oh, okay,
could Petra
gotcha.
please
Yeah.
come.
Who's
Helga.
Petra?
Petra,
Helga.
who?
This woman is called Helga.
All of my servants' names are Jeeves. Whatever name that you were born with, it's now Jeeves.
Eves, the butler. Okay, so as anyone else wants to do anything before I continue?
So there's really no stashes of like wine or sparkling drinks like around this hall.
Not in the ballroom.
That is disappointing. Bree says that out loud.
How do Irina and Strahd look?
Yeah, actually, I was
Like, can I insight? Is Irina enjoying herself? Being in this
Oh.
close proximity to Strahd? What?
I'll have you roll an insight in that case.
nice.
That's 17 insight.
You can tell that she seems to have this sort of like glazed over look about her. She's not really looking at anyone else in the group right now. It seems that like the two are sort of like lost in each other's thought.
Okay.
Glazed
well,
over.
She doesn't seem to be like, actively
Charmed?
enjoying the dance, but at the same time, it's not like she's resisting it.
So Marcus, being the master of reading the room, is going to twirl off what's her face?
Ludmilla.
Exactly, Ludmilla. See, I don't forget their names. I just say you over there and what's her face.
Yeah, that sounds like
solved.
sounds like a noble. The help.
And he's going to try to move Irina on to a different partner, and
Oh, you guys
you
are
know,
not you guys are
offers-
not swapping. You guys are not swapping partners here. This is just
Oh.
like it's not like
Well,
one of
but
those
like-
dances where you guys are like swapping partners. This is like you're just dancing with one person.
okay. Well, Marcus is going to do it anyway. He makes his own rules, apparently.
Are you
So-
trying to do this stealthily, or are you?
Gonna tap him on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me."
You know what? Let's just try stealth, because
Oh.
that's fun. So Marcus is going to stealthily extricate Irina and insert himself into the Strahd dance. We'll see how that happens.
Into
Okay.
Strahd's arms.
Oh my god, if he fails, he grabs the wrong person to dance with.
Yep. All right, but stealthily.
Sure.
All right. And since I'm not wearing my armor, I don't have disadvantage for once.
No, you mean you're not wearing your dancing armor?
Correct.
How-
So that's a 10. Not bad for Marcus.
So as you twirl Ludmilla, like, out of your arms, you try and sort of like badly twirl yourself towards not Rahan, towards Strahd and Irina, but considering you sort of, flourishing a little bit too much and looking like you're trying to do something, you feel a hand just sort of like clamp down on your shoulder, and you turn around, you see Rahaden stopping
Sure.
you in your tracks.
Just before we go into the Rahaden business, can I roll performance to see how well my flourishing looked?
Sure.
13. Better than I thought it would be.
It was decent, but it still looks a bit amateurish.
I'll take it.
As Rahaden's hand clamps down on your shoulder, he, with his glaring eyes, just looks at you and go, "I would advise you not to disturb the master." And, actually, what would he refer to Irina as? Yeah, no, I would just say I would advise you not to disturb the master.
Very well, my good man. I thought this was a dance party, but clearly... clearly, it's, just, you know, oh my god, words, things.
It's not a words party.
It's
I
not a
suggest-
words party, it's
It's
a
a
party for two.
I
Okay.
suggest you keep to the other wives or the, I suggest you keep to your previous dance partner. Or perhaps, you know, your own wife.
Or me.
Capital idea.
Desire's gonna flick off a message at Irina. And she's going to say, there's a weak link. As you dance past Anastasia, pretend to flirt with Strahd.
Just double check something. Not too sure how this would work if she was actually charmed.
Charm just means you treat the charmer as if they're really good friend, kind of thing.
Alright, so as Strahd and Irina sort of tour around the room and they get closer to Anastasia, you see Irina's hand come up and just sort of like stroke Strahd on the side of the face, and you do see Anastasia sort of like her eyes sort of narrows, and you can tell that she's fuming. And you can see that she's sort of like white knuckling her hands right now. But she doesn't. She seems like she really, really wants to do something, but is holding herself back.
Okay.
You can tell she's like, as angry as she is, she's not as dumb as to like, you know, full on try and do something right in front of him.
Sure. That's good. Just chip away.
Sly.
Okay. So I'll say at this point did the music just go? Oh no, so at this point, the band sort of like quite starts fades. I'm just like, well, I was like, band closes down. That's not how that's not what words are. The song sort of fades into oh my god, I can't words today. I'm so sorry. Fades into silence, and yes, that fades into silence, and you see that Strahd gestures towards the room and go, "Well, I believe it may be time for everyone to turn in. It has been a splendid evening, to say the least. Escher, would you please escort our guest back into the guest room?" You can tell that he has his arm around Irina's shoulders right now. She does continue to have that glazed look about her face. As I will now, if no one is gonna...
Well, since I was going to do this when I was going to try to stealthily insert myself into the dance, I'll just do it now. Count von Zarovich, I was hoping if our party might have permission to your permission to wander the castle. Especially one thing that I think is very important as a fellow noble is to honor the ancestors of one's host. And I was hoping I might, and my party might be able to honor, your family, those who have passed.
Roll a persuasion check.
Of course.
Oh, have we done our foretelling rolls? I forgot what last week's was.
I mean, we're still on the same day. I'm pretty sure we used those at the
Yes.
dinner.
Oh, have we used it?
Lucky, boom. Lucky me. 23 crit, boom. You gonna foretelling me, Lisa?
No, I'm mostly just thinking that, like, would he even allow this at all, regardless of whether or not it's a crit?
Mhm.
I do love a crit
Is-
though.
No, I'm just. I do think they'll be out of character. Okay. Mr. Ravenswood, it is. I very much do appreciate the thought. However, you must understand that allowing you into our family crypts, where it is extremely private and personal, would be rather inappropriate. There is, however, a portrait of my mother and father in the Grand Hall. If you would like to pay your respects, you could always go there. Allowing you into the family crypts, it is very... Like, it's weird, you know? You don't just go to someone's parents' graves, you know?
I merely
would.
wished to show you the same respect you showed young Doru to your family who have passed.
Is that a
That's
bit of a
cool.
jab?
I
Oh,
don't
and
think it is. He showed
also-
up to the funeral.
And he also showed up to Irina's father's funeral, if
But
I
that's
recall
a
correctly.
proper service.
Yeah, but, I'm saying you did this nice gesture to the dead. I want to do the same to you, to, be reciprocal. That is the intent behind... And Marcus fully believes this, by the way.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
know,
not
I know.
lying. This
I
is
just-
not deception.
Yeah. Let me just double check. Because I do think it would be a little out of character for him to just allow that. No, there's.
I'm just trying to outnoble him.
I mean, if it's a no, it's a no. It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. like,
Even a partial no
I
is fine.
Yeah, no,
whatever.
I think he would probably more tell you that if you do want to pay your respects, it's not just the final resting place of his parents, it is the final resting place of, like, literally, not just his family as well, potential other people who are important to the Zarovich line. So there's a lot of people down there, including, well, he does not mention like Sergei's tomb or anything like that, but you surmise it would be down there as well. So
Yeah, I have a feeling he doesn't like talking about his brother.
oh no. I literally have this like big thing in my notes. We'll not talk about Sergei. And so yes, he does reiterate that if you would like to pay your respects, there is a portrait of Queen parents in the Grand Hall,
Okay.
where you can do so.
Wait,
And
the
he
Grand
does-
Hall, is that the chapel?
Yes, the chapel.
Okay,
So-
sweet. Then
So
I'll
he does,
do that.
but he does also add that's like, you are most certainly welcome to explore the castle at night. However, I cannot guarantee your safety if you were to choose to trapeze through this area without an escort. There's plenty
Oh.
of things that live in the castle as well.
Yeah, well, I understand. Renovations, it's a dangerous business.
Of course. There's plenty of. If only I could have the time to clean the castle.
Like,
completely.
dry wood, rotting wood, Mostly
Asbestos
wood,
and all that.
apparently, is what I'm talking about. Asbestos, yeah. Wood lice, termites. My God, Ravenwood really loves his wood. Okay.
You trying to like get a business contract? Like, have you ever considered the superior quality and durability of ironwood?
Yes.
Why I
Have you
happen
heard
to
of
know the
Ravenloft
finest
construction?
supplier.
Yes. Have your Vistani people contact my people.
Call my Vistani people. But like I said, I cannot guarantee your safety. If you were to choose to trapeze through the castle at night, plenty of things come alive in the evening.
Yes.
I would suggest that you stay within your quarters.
Alright, but if I were to, say, venture out, go to the Grand Hall, pay my respects, you would be okay with that, is what I'm surmising.
Of course, that would be
Excellent.
very much appreciated.
Well, Marcus puts out his hand, says, well, thank you for a lovely dinner party and a lovely dance party. I'm sad I didn't get a chance to dance with the host, but I saw you were in your own world.
There'll be plenty of more chances to come, Mr. Ravenswood. Yes, he gives you like a very steely grip on the hand.
Oh,
on the
he's more
handshake.
like
Yeah, one of those
Okay.
like power
a
sort of,
Trump shake. Yeah, it's a Trump
Yeah.
shake.
but like actually powerful.
Well, yeah, Marcus has what?
You didn't
8
have to
strength?
remind me of. Era.
Sorry.
It's not one of those handshakes where he like pulls you into him. It's one of those just
Yeah,
like
he
Oh.
tried
very
to like pull people off
assertive.
balance.
I
Yeah, it's
thought
one
he
of those
was-
very
yeah,
assertive,
you're right,
manly
he always-
handshakes.
Anyway, let's move on.
And young Irina, where will she be staying tonight?
Irina will be staying in it's not his personal quarters. Irina will
should
be
hope
staying in a
not.
private quarters that is set out for just for her.
And can we have directions to that in case we would like to visit her for a nightcap?
I assure you, she would be very well cared for.
God damn.
Well, out of character, just a reminder, Juice gave Irina a lucky domino, so we
Oh,
can
yes, that's right,
locate
yes.
her if we have to.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I would
Alright.
like
Did I
some time
prepare
to. I would like some time to talk with Irina in private this evening.
I see.
I did. Wow.
Sorry, Mr. Strahd, you said there were things that wander in the castle? You said?
Oh, of course.
Bree's just like, hold up.
Choto, one mates.
1 month.
Things that are out of your control?
Well, still within my control, but they all have their own freedom.
But
As in,
they're
like,
stuck
as in,
in the
as in,
castle?
like, as in, like, they can go where they want, but if he wants, he can stop him.
Interesting.
Sorry, I don't think that quite came across the way I said it, but yes, as in, like, they will roam the castle at night. AKA, there may be random encounters, is what I'm trying to say. But he could stop them if he wanted.
I thought considering, I guess, you have a rare chance of having guests over, you have a firm and insecurity in this castle. Can't just all be on this guy, right?
The fuck?
Points to Rahad.
Rahadan is just like... Well, usually my guests do show us a play by the rules of the house when they are visiting me. Most guests do not go roaming around someone else's house at night without an escort, am I right?
I just saying, I don't know, assume, it's a big castle. You can't control everyone here. If you need a hand with security.
Are you...
I like how we're
Like
all
offering
heavily
food.
implying through our conversations with him that we'll be roaming through his castle tonight.
We literally have permission to do it. I got us that.
Are you offering to help with the security, Miss Bree?
No, if worst case scenario happens and you need a hand, not saying that he can't handle everything, but just in case he's having a bad day.
In case there's a peasant uprising and they
confused.
storm the
I'm
castle,
so
we'll definitely help with
confused.
security.
Are you trying to pull like a Hades and be Zagreus for Strahd?
I haven't played the game. I don't know what that means.
Sorry, testing the
He's gonna
security
test-
of
yeah.
the
Guessing the
castle.
security.
Oh, like
Oh,
one
man.
of those like hired hackers trying to break through a system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can give it a shot.
But also, Bree's just trying to politely say if Rahada needs a hand with dealing with anything, she's here. She's available.
I think what I'm trying to get through is that everything in the castle is like they're not like, you know, roaming out of his control. They're very much just in the castle as part of, like, you know, he lives with them. So it's not like they're out of control and they're just like going. They're not like rats in a castle that he needs to get rid of, sort of thing. So there's
Okay.
for them there's nothing to deal with because this is what they live with. You know what I mean?
Okay. Also, Bree was just taunting Rahada in a way too. So just taking a jab at security. It's fine.
Rohadan, like, upon hearing that, you see him raise his eyebrows and go, I can assure you your security within the castle is impeccable, at the very least.
Oh, I feel so much safer now. Thank you so much, Mr. Rahadan.
You will be much safer if you were to stay in your room tonight.
Hmm.
Cool
And
story.
believe me, I will also be out on patrol, as usual, within the castle at night.
Sounds exhausting. Bree really wants to
Only
stab
part
him,
of
okay?
only-
Really-
Only part
Yeah.
of my
Can't blame you.
duties. Only part of my duties.
Her knife fingers are itchy. Just like hovering her hands like this.
Valentin's probably like kira in the background at the thought of Bree stabbing Rohan.
She's just gonna go back to her chambers and write fanfiction about it.
Ah, fuck. Bree forgot she was there. Yeah.
Okay, so I will say, at this point, I think Esha, who was dancing with Annie, kind of like puts a calming hand on the back of your shoulders, Annie, and just goes, "Let's get you all back into your rooms."
Yes, and I'd love to look at your book collection that you're telling me about before, and maybe we can exchange a few tunes or stories, perhaps.
I mean,
My specialty is stories. I presume yours is more sort of music based, but yeah.
you can certainly have a look at my book collection, but to be honest, it's quite embarrassing.
Oh no, don't be silly.
But yes, let's get you back into the comfort of the guest room at the very least.
You mean your room?
Yeah, I don't know why this castle is designed this way. It's almost like someone who built this place didn't think about having actual rooms for all of these characters that roam this place at night.
Does Esha collect abstract literature by any chance?
I feel like he does.
I think
Yeah.
he might. By a certain Ez.
Does he have an archive of his own?
It's just like trashy romance novels.
Oh my god.
Oh
Take
my
us
god,
to
the
his
crossover we're
archive.
waiting for. Alright, well,
Finally.
Desire will follow along as people are leaving, and as she sweeps past Anastasia, she'll lean over and say, "Thanks for the dance." And she'll kind of gesture back to Strahd and Irina and say, "Sounds like you shouldn't wait up. But if you'd like to chat any further about what I suggested, I do think you can do a little better. Good night."
You can
And
she
she'll-
kind of says through like gritted teeth, it's like, "Have a lovely night, Miss Ravenswood."
If we meet her in the
Just keep-
castle, she's gonna kill us.
Tick, 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 chipping away.
So I'll move you guys back into the guest room. Matt.
Alright.
The one bedroom for 6.
Wow.
This Airbnb
It's
sucks.
more one bedroom for
Non stars.
5.
Non-stop.
Someone clip that. Seriously, that was great. Like a jab for D&T.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like I fucking hate how Ravenloft is designed. Like seriously, it's like what? There's
Yeah.
Come
Who built
on,
this
use
place?
more than one brain cell.
Who built
You
this
got
place?
this.
Where's all the actual amenities? It's not
I
like he
mean,
was only
if-
living here when he was a vampire.
Is the architect actually in the module? Like the
In a
person
sense,
who
yes.
built it?
In a sense.
Okay, then well, let's just set up an encounter where we basically yell at them. Like,
Where we travel
what
back
is
into
wrong
the
with
toilet?
you?
tower to
Where
specifically
are the
go to the
toilets?
architect.
Yeah,
Why is there so many fucking
Toilet.
staircases that lead to nowhere?
and in fact, yeah, just insert Irina as your the DM to complain to the architect as well.
It really is like somebody just had full reign of, the Sims house building capacity and made the most horrible torture chamber.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go on.
Alright. So
Alright. Are you guys on the... Can you guys see where you are now?
yep,
Yep.
we're up top, and Escher
Yeah.
is with us.
Okay. So I'll say, Escher leads you back up the spiral staircase into the guest room. Yep. He kind of sits down heavily on one of the couches and go, "Whew, well, glad we all got through that, eh?"
You were as worried as we were, I take it?
Well, it's good that you guys didn't do anything stupid during the night, shall we say. There's plenty of other parties that's come and gone, try to do something stupid during dinner. Ended up being dinner.
What kind of stupid?
The usual. Draw swords, try to get into fights, try to insult insult Strahd. Definitely not the first ones that's been here for
Well,
that.
Clearly,
seemed
Escher,
pretty stupid.
yeah, they lacked manners. Our party is very well mannered.
I can definitely see that, especially with the two of you looking at the Ravenswoods.
Hey, we're fancy too. Pointing at me and Bree in our
Thank you, Escher.
fancy shirts.
Bree's
Oh,
trying to look
dude.
for booze.
Oh, you do try, I can tell.
Yeah, they're merely diamonds in the rough, but they will shine.
Escher, you seemed somewhat uncomfortable during dinner. Are they normally so tense?
Sometimes when you bring all three of the brides together, yeah, they can be. Honestly, they can just be a little bit too much for me, if you know what I mean. When all three of them are together like that.
Oh, I don't know what you mean. Could you please elaborate?
Are you actually, don't know what you mean, or are you... Or is it more
Fishing.
of like a fishing, yeah?
Not sure with Annie. Could be either.
I mean, Ludmilla's okay, I guess. She's very, very serious. Anastasia is, like, probably this close to stabbing Irina, if only Strahd wasn't there. Valenta is fun, but, she's this close to stabbing anyone at any given moment, really.
With that many people on the precipice of stabbing, I'm surprised we didn't have only soup for dinner. Get those knives out of harm's reach.
Oh, Valenta has so many knives hidden on her already. Not having a dinner knife won't make much of a difference, really. But anyway, I'm glad we all got through the night. You seem like a nice group of people, and I'll hate to see anything bad happen to you.
Well, if you would like to help, I mean, your lord and husband did allow us to go to the Grand Hall. You heard him. Everyone heard him. He said we could. Is there anything in particular we should be careful about if we're traipsing around the castle at night?
While Rahadan does go on his nightly patrols, there's plenty of vampire spawns that sometimes roam the castle at night. And why is there a 28 in sight?
Yeah, what's going on?
It was when he said, "Oh, you seem like a nice group. I don't want anything to happen to you guys." Just wanted to see if he was telling the truth or not.
No,
okay.
he actually did seem to be quite genuine in that.
Okay. God damn it! What a waste of a natural 20. Okay.
You're telling me, bud? Can we go to the crypt? Nah.
It's such a
Natural
weird
one.
request. But anyway, look. I know what you guys are trying to do. I know you guys are trying to save little Irina. But like, trying to be a hero is only gonna bring you death in Barovia. Plenty have been in your position before and now not here anymore. Your best bet is just to give him what he wants and bargain your way out of here.
What is it that you want,
What?
Esha?
I want to not die.
That makes sense.
And that's what led you to Strahd's side? Looking for immortality?
Well, to be quite honest, I wasn't exactly led as more forced to his side, but I've learned to live with where I am now, make the best of my situation. It's scary at first, but over time I got used to it. What else am I gonna do, really? And not to mention, it's compared to where I was before, it's not exactly the worst life I could be leading.
What were you doing before?
Traveling in a group. Not too unlike yourselves.
To be clear then, you weren't offered something in exchange for your partnership, you were taken.
Well, I did. In his defense, I did beg for my own life when he downed the rest of my party.
Ah,
And
so you came here. Our shoes then.
Pardon?
You were like us then.
So you're not from Barovia?
No, I was from another. I was from the city known as Darkon.
Icon?
Darkon.
I
Darkon,
liked it
yes.
better Annie's way, but yeah.
The radish town.
Radish. I knew it.
It's the radish town around. Anyway. Actually, Esha, you may know this. I understand your thoughts around young Irina, but we've also been asked by the wife of one Emil, a werewolf, I believe, who has apparently been arrested by Strahd and is held here. Would you know where his whereabouts?
Oh, the werewolf man. Why, yes, he's down in the dungeons. Still alive, maybe. I haven't checked on him in a while.
Has he just been left there to rot, or is he in active punishment of some sort?
Well, the dungeons are not exactly the most friendly of places. I do believe Cyrus is at least keeping him fed. But you know, that's probably it.
Oof.
Yikes.
His wife is quite worried about him. Obviously, I would not be so bold as to suggest that we could simply open the door to the dungeon and let him leave if Strahd has taken him here, but would there be any way we could speak to him, confirm his he as well?
Oh, sorry, give me 1 second. Just closing my door.
Okay.
Icon. I look it up now.
Darkon.
Maybe Esha can give us strats for like what's Strahd's secret move, you know, in combat. Because
Oh shit, let me just double check. I do believe the dungeons are actually guarded by something. Come forward off the top of my head.
I mean, yeah, if he can get forewarned is forearmed and all that.
There's too many maps to this damn place. Ah, okay. Well, it would be a little bit hard to get you guys down into the dungeons. Volunteer has trapped the place aplenty. Not to mention there's vampire spawns, zombies guarding the dungeons below. If there is anything that you want to tell him, though, perhaps I can send a message down another time.
yes, let me think on that and see what I can I'll write something.
Good idea.
What are you trying to do with him anyway?
With Emil?
Yeah, if Strahd has decided to take him, he's unlikely to ever be able to get out.
Well, his wife at the moment simply lives with the agony of not knowing whether he is alive or dead. And he must be aware on some level that in his absence, a rival clan would have taken over. We can assure him of her safety and his in kind.
And the defeat of Kirill.
Yes.
Well, that is very noble of you. I can...
Trying to figure out how to, like, say what I want to say without saying NPC names, because I don't remember any.
Yeah. What's his face? We killed what's his face.
The furry one. But,
They're all furry.
that is very noble of you. I'll certainly be able to pass along the message next time I'm down in the dungeons, but chances are she's probably never going to see him again.
But
Oh.
these are details that can be sorted out perhaps overnight. I want to. You said something so casually, and none of us seem to have reacted, that you came here and fought Strahd?
It wasn't exactly my idea. The previous party I was traveling with was very adamant about wanting to take him down. They perhaps overestimated themselves. Fell to his army, and look, he was about to kill me. I begged for my life, and he
Clearly.
decided that I
And
was
you're all that's
interesting
left.
and attractive enough to keep around. Turns out I can keep him entertained. But like I said before, it was scary at first, but over time I just kind of became used to it. And the riches it brought, the comforts, even if it meant doing terrible things. At least I'm alive.
Do you have regrets?
Perhaps I could have tried harder to convince my friends that it wasn't a good idea to take on a vampire, but they were not hearing any of it. To them I was just a fun bard to keep around.
DM, just wanted to ask, would Bree know where Darkon is?
I would say you would, because that's where Van Richten is from.
So it's like out of the mist, right?
It's out of the mist, yes. It's
Yeah.
actually, like, it's considered like a very big city. It's almost like Baldur's Gate
Oh, fuck.
like, yeah,
Okay.
it's a big city.
Oh damn. Okay. All right.
Okay, so we
Back in
all
character.
would probably have like moderate knowledge of it existing.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
It's like a capital city, in a sense. It's not some, like, little town.
Do you miss like traveling beyond the mist? You
It
must
is
have
nice to-
family there and friends.
Oh, well, they wouldn't be around anymore, considering how long ago this happened.
Mm.
Of course, there is certain things, freedoms that I miss, but I think he's very much like this is my life now sort of person.
This is fine.
This is fine
Yeah.
while everything else is burning. Look, for all I know, my time here could be cut short anyway with Tatiana's arrival. I just have to make the most of what I can. All everyone that I knew from my time before I got turned would be long gone by now. I am
How long have you been here for?
centuries, really. I think all of the brides would have been here for like a long time.
If you suspect that your time might be up because of Irina or Tatiana and Strahd being reunited, why not put it all on the line? If you are simply to be cast aside anyway.
And do what exactly? Try and take him down? Try and escape?
Not
would be-
yourself, but certainly be open to opportunities that present themselves.
What might you be talking about exactly? These opportunities?
I would like to think that we are perhaps smarter than the previous party that you traveled with. We are aware that we are no match for Strahd at this moment, but we have made allies. We have obtained power and artifacts. We are and sorry, words. Although we are not currently in a state to beat him, I do believe that my allies and myself are capable of growing in potential. And should we do so, should we return here with enough force behind us to stand a chance, would that not be an opportunity?
Roll persuasion check for me.
$17.
Well, I won't lie. You all do give me a bit of a good feeling compared to some of the others that I met. If there is any chance that I could, give you a little hand from the inside, without being, detected or suspected, of course, I'll try my best to help.
Of course, we wouldn't want you to risk yourself until we are ready. But it simply pains me to hear somebody who so values the beauty of exploration, the world beyond these mists, to be kept here in a cage. I would not abide it for myself, and I have empathy seeing you in that place.
What were you saying, Annie?
Forgot.
Words.
I would say that you must promise me to, if it would ever be possible, break me out of the castle and find a way to lift this curse.
Of course.
Yes.
Is
It would be our pleasure to break your curse.
is there anything? Are you able to tell us about Strahd's powers and the extent of them and what he's capable of?
Can you tell us his entire stat block?
Yes.
Please,
Thank you.
Lady, please.
Could you give
What
us a
challenge
sneak
rating
peek?
would you say that he is?
Yeah.
I have no idea because I have not restarted him yet.
I more meant like so what I'm trying to ask about is if there's sort of ways that he would be able to detect our sort of like conversing or things that would kind of like make our little alliance come undone.
I think for now, he still has enough trust in me to ensure that we would not be spied upon. This little chat at the very least. But we'll certainly have to be more careful going forward, depending on if you guys were to sneak back into the castle, if we were to have some sort of communication somehow.
There is something that I'm really quite interested in the castle. I believe it'll be in the crypts.
So,
In the
Darkness.
hands of
Mill?
No, crypts. It's this.
no, in the hands of Sergei.
Oh, right. On that note, Strahd,
Mhm.
doesn't talk about his brother.
I would highly suggest and you keep it that way. That's probably one of the main reasons he did not let you down into the crypts at your requests. He likes to pretend that his brother does not exist anymore.
Well,
That's all well and good, but I believe that
Would that
Sergei is
we
holding
all?
on to something that would be quite valuable to us.
The crypts are a dark and scary place. You have to be very careful down there. I'm not trying to rain on this little alliance we just made, but there is no way I'm gonna try and steal anything out of Sergei's tomb. I'm immediately going to be. I would immediately be killed if he found out that I was doing anything to disrupt the tomb.
if you could at least tell us how to get there, when this castle is designed by a madman, clearly.
I know, right? They didn't even build in like bathrooms. It's like.
I mean, do vampires? Anyway, let's move on.
And the only kitchen is like so far from the main dining hall, it would not make sense to bring the food even all the way there.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Cirrus, because doesn't he have like a penguin foot or something? Or a goose foot?
It's not. There is no accessibility thought into the in this castle at all. No ramps, nothing of that sort.
Not even a dumbwaiter.
The only elevator is like this old and crickety thing. It's anyways.
I mean, at the same time, Strahd's had this place for how many hundreds of years? He could have put in some effort to redo this place a little.
It's not exactly like he was out of money to make some good renovations on this. In this joint.
Maybe he has a
This is just
penchant
me.
for carpenters.
This is just me fucking hating the layout of Ravenloft.
I love it.
I'm guessing carpenters don't get workers' comp days off due to vampire bite.
Look, I'm pretty sure the original architect was killed after the completion of the castle, as to ensure that all secret passageways were to remain a secret.
So you do know the way to the crypt, or you don't?
I do. I mean, I can point you in the right direction, but
You know the architect?
well,
Of
I
the
know
castle?
of the architect. He was already dead before I came into Ravenloft. His name was Kazam.
Was
Shazam.
Kazan Shazam. Was Kazan buried here in the castle?
Actually, I think he is. I think he has a crypt.
Damn
He
it!
might be able to speak with dead.
Well, we can't if he's in the crypt, mate.
I think I'm not
We're gonna
100%
raid
sure,
the
but
crypt, bro.
I think he is down in the crypt as well.
Yeah, so we
Why
can't
is
ask
everything in the
secret
crypt?
directions to the crypt if he's already in the crypt. Damn it.
Well, it sounds like it's not secret, it's just dangerous.
Yeah, I'll say that. It's not secret, but it is very dangerous.
What level would you say?
Yeah, what challenge rating? Should
Might
we
be
have
like
a long rest
It
first?
might be like an endgame thing, to be completely honest.
God damn sword!
But I want the sword now!
I'll just,
Ugh.
look, I'm just letting you know. There's a reason Strahd does not want to talk about Sergei. If you were to disrupt his tomb and you get find out, there's nothing's gonna be able to save you from that.
Asher has seen plenty of parties come and go through here and make mistakes. We should perhaps listen and use caution at this time.
So those books.
What was that?
Your books.
Oh, he's kind of like blocking the books on the shelf. They're just, like fun reading. Like they're not exactly the most educated of literature.
And he goes over and starts reading the spines.
No. And you can tell they're like
What did they say?
trashy romance novels.
Oh,
The
Bree, you
Count
might
and the
like
Court
these.
of Anne.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Are they written by someone in Barovia? Or does he get them imported?
It seems to be a mix of like different authors and different eras.
Who's the Barovian one? Let's go meet them. Side quest time.
It's like quest to find the erotic author.
Yes. Deadly serious.
Yeah, there's one called wait, where did I bring this up on myself?
Love to
Wait,
do that.
don't you
If you don't
you
have an
start talking.
idea,
Finish the sentence.
There's one called why did I bring this upon myself?
okay, Lisa, I'll help you out. The Count and the Courtesan. There you go.
Yes, there's
Simple.
And what's
No,
the author?
No, but the author who.
Sir Godfrey, whatever Godfrey's surname was.
there's
Godfrey, in my
Godfrey?
view, Godfrey writes fic.
sure.
Top
Wait, who
bloke.
the fuck's Godfrey
Is-
again?
Godfrey's Vladimir's lover, husband.
From Argonlost.
Hmm.
Holt.
Oh,
The
right,
knight.
right.
But yes,
It's been a
there's
month, guys.
Is there one
it's not
called
that-
is there one called for Burden Love that's like about a bird type character and someone who has a crush on a bird type
Why-
character type thing?
Why are
I
you
don't
doing
know.
Hartoful boyfriend?
Because it's a reference to
I get
Ed.
it. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Emma got it.
There's
Emma
one-
got it.
There's one by the great Ezekiel Feather, right?
Yeah.
Oh, these are so rare.
Super rare from the sounds of it.
Yes, it talks about it's like one of those high school romance sort of like they're somehow in this magic school together.
Yes.
The self-insert
boy.
the self-insert character does not want to be there.
Do they meet at an ice cream store or some stuff?
No, they meet
Creamed
when he
ice. A creamed ice
They-
shop.
Creamed
They
ice.
yes.
Hey, Winston, stop it.
Oh, long boy.
Don't. Come here. He's trying to eat a piece of paper.
Oh, tasty.
Like actual
Amazing.
dog eating my homework.
Alright.
Behave
Well-
yourself, you little. Yeah, there we are. Come and see.
One of his ears is up.
I do not begrudge you your literary pursuits. It sounds like you're in dire need of entertainment.
Look, the dates here can be long, okay? I know I don't exactly read the most riveting of material, but
Oh, I don't judge. A man's literature is a man's literature. There's no shame in it.
I don't think I've heard that saying before.
Ah, well,
It's the Ravens
Annie-
of family motto. A man's literature is a man's
it's a man's literature.
yeah, we're very broad-minded when it comes to literature, because guess what literature's made of? Wood. Yes.
Oh my
yes.
god.
Let's cut down more trees to make things.
Yeah, pretty much. But I feel like we're getting a bit off topic, and you seem to be getting embarrassed. So, if you could kindly escort us to the chapel so that I can pay my respects to the mother and father.
Are you all going
Oh,
down to the
thank
chapel?
you.
or-
I mean, everyone's welcome.
I'm gonna take a cheeky short rest, I think. So I'm out of everything. And I'm not
Just a
really a
cheeky
fan
short
of
rest.
organized religion.
So Desire's not coming to the chapel.
I'm gonna get someone to bring us some cucumber slices. After that.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm just gonna really quickly get this map sorted. So as he takes you down to the chapel, you go back into the grand entranceway through the room with the suit of armor that you were at before. And I'll put you guys onto this map for now while I sort everything.
Oh yeah, when I was wearing that, did it feel weird?
The suit of armor.
Yeah, I forgot to ask at the time.
It did feel like it was almost sort of it has these like interlocking plates that sort seems to like shrink to fit whoever wears it.
Hmm.
It's almost as if like whoever it will, regardless of your actual size, halfling, gnome, human, whatever, it seems to be able to shrink to fit the wearer.
Oh, we lost Emma.
Alright. Well, if I had more time, I would be researching this. Anyway.
Are you guys
Um,
at the actual? You know, should be.
Yeah, we're all in the chapel.
Ah,
Except
I keep
for
forgetting Rosa
Rosenborn. Desire is not in the chapel.
Oh, yep. Oh,
And
yeah,
Emma
1 second.
disappeared from Discord.
Poor So
I guess
Yeah,
it kind of
she'll
works for the
be right
moment.
back.
Okay.
She'll be right back.
Extremely.
So don't worry. She says, just carry on.
Okay, so I'll say you guys head down into the chapel that you were at before. So will I find this? Yep, so you see, as you saw before, this chapel is in disarray. A lot of dust. Those pews are all strewn along the floors. You hear a few bats flutter near the top of this like 90-foot domed ceiling. And you see what appears to be an altar, and on the stone platform, you see the sides of the altar are carved with like these reliefs of like angelic figures entwined with like grapevines. You see light falls directly on the silver statuette that's in the middle of the altar, and a cloaked figure is sort of like draped over the altar with a black mace lying on the floor near its feet. Above the altar, you do see this incredible painting that you somehow missed before because I forgot to add it in. That of this. Actually, I think there's actually pictures of them too.
Oh, okay.
Let
Cool.
me see if I can find it for you. But yes, Escher gestures to. I can't find it on Roll20 itself. I'll just flick it to the page and you guys can have a look. Escher gestures to the painting and goes, "Well, here they are, King Barov and Queen Ravenovia." Yeah. There. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Mm,
So you see this
not coming up
menacing
with
sort of
me.
male figure, kind of like going bald on the side, really long beard, and this like big fur tunic with armor pieces. This serious-looking woman with head jewelry adorning upon her forehead, very sort of gaunt features as well, both in these beautiful purple robes. It's King
Barov and Ravenovia.
Ravenovia.
So I'm guessing the castle was named after her rather than after, because Strahd is not like a Ravenwood or whatever.
I would
Okay.
hope not. But yes, as you may have guessed, the castle is named after the queen herself. It was built to honor. It was built to honor Strahd's mother, while she was still alive. Fortunately, she ended up passing the castle, but that's why this place is called Ravenloft.
Interesting. All right. Well, Marcus, does a quick prayer that he learnt from Juice.
I say a little prayer for you.
And then after it's complete and all that, I assume Juice added some silly flourishes like, oh yeah, you also need to juggle a domino, even though you don't actually need to, but he told
Balance
Marcus
it on
that,
your
so Marcus
nose.
just does it. Yeah. And so once that's done, Marcus, looking at both the fallen gentleman holding the mace and the statuette, he starts walking towards the altar, and he, in a somber tone, he explains to the party, you all may be wondering why she didn't
My
come
wife.
with us. Indeed, Annie. Indeed.
Wait, what did you touch just then? Did you touch anything?
He's just walking to the altar. He hasn't touched anything.
Okay.
You may be wondering why she didn't come with us. I'll tell this to you guys, but please keep it discreet, since I do trust you. Escher, you seem all right. But if you choose not to listen, that is also fine. But yeah, so my second eldest brother, so you may all remember, there was always a brother of mine who did very cruel things, locking me in cupboards, taunting me, just generally making my life a living hell. That was my second brother who entered the clergy, and ever since I introduced my wife to the family, before she was even my wife, He has been on her like a dog on a. No, that's incorrect. I was going to say a dog on a bone, but that's the wrong kind of image. But like a dog on an intruder. So calling her, a hellish demon, all these horrible slurs, just generally trying to make her life as much of a misery as he made my childhood a misery. And then later, my wife actually found out he wasn't even that pious a man. He was actually embezzling funds from the church. So, but because of the fallout from that event, she really dislikes attending churches. So I hope you can all understand and just keep it under your hats.
Firmly tucked
So-
under my bandana.
Yes, and especially you, Mr. Wildura,
I
because you
thought you said
may have
the
wondered
99, I was
why
very
she didn't
confused.
engage. And yeah, so as Marcus finishes his speech and turns around and says, especially you, Mr. Wildura, you may have wondered why Desire never really engaged with your faith. He puts his hand on the statuette on the table.
Oh
Can
no.
you-
And it's like,
Constitution
so
save?
it's not that she hates
Oh no.
church, it's that she dislikes organized religion because it closes people's minds and denies people their freedoms.
Can you roll a Constitution
Marcus.
save for me?
Oh no.
Yeah, you want to make that con save perhaps?
Of course I can.
Oh god.
Oh,
Bree
boy.
pulls out
I'm
her
gonna
sword.
lucky that because why not?
Hey.
20.
11 to 20.
Thank you. Because that was a very impassioned speech. Just
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
As you put
Oh
your
boy.
hand on the statuette on the altar, Escher is like, wait, and you put your hand down, and suddenly you feel what this like radiant energy just shoot through your body, almost like an explosion. As you take,
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't even roll this. Oh my god! there's
Goodbye,
so many dice
Marcus.
for this.
Oh,
It's slash roll, right?
Yeah,
So-
slash roll.
This is when
Slash
Desire
roll
gets what
space
she
D,
wants.
whatever.
I'm not even here to enjoy it.
What the fuck is that?
Wow. Radiant. Wow. God
Whoa.
does not like me.
Oh, look at how many ones I rolled in
That's
that.
super low though.
You're lucky as
Oh.
fuck.
So
As you take
Half of that?
25 points of damage, radiant damage.
I use absorb elements as a reaction and halve it.
What?
Oh my god.
I have a spell. I'm gonna use it.
Marcus is just gonna be like, oh, got a bit of a static shock there.
Yeah, just. Whew,
Ooh,
that gave me a shock.
then I'll touch that
So,
again.
am I still holding it?
No, you. I would say you like immediately. It is like a like electricity shock almost. You like bring your hand back in response as you feel this radiant energy just erupt through you. Thankfully, using your quick reaction, you're able to absorb most of it within you. But you can tell that if you didn't, oh my god, it would have been bad. And and Escher is like,
Ouch.
I was just about to say that body is there for a reason, okay?
You
Speaking of that body,
What was
does
that
he
called?
look a little
And he's
frayed around the
gonna-
edges now from this lightning jolt?
It's like your hair is standing a little bit on the end.
and he's gonna go over and kneel next to the corpse and cast Speak with Dead.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm just like, how the fuck did I roll so low for 16d10? That's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's usually
I'm
30
gonna-
points higher.
I'm gonna roll
Do
it again
you
just to
have
see.
massive damage rules?
Yeah,
See?
that's
See?
more
Like-
like that's more like it.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Do you have massive damage rules for like what's the
What do you mean?
Gosh.
for like
Instant death.
Yeah.
Maiming.
Oh yeah, it is. It would be instant death if you're minus to 0, and then
Wow.
And then,
Why
like-
does Strahd keep such an object? Like, that surprises me.
okay. So Annie, you cast Speak with Dead on the figure that's on the ground. Let me
Yeah.
just really quickly. Okay. Yeah, it's already extremely decayed, but through its bones, you hear it go.
Jesus
It
Christ.
turns towards you.
Hi, friend. My name's Annie. What's your name?
Gustav Herdengast.
Gustav her.
I'll write it down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just picturing Annie using her second question to ask, and how do you pronounce that?
I nearly did. Oh my God. What happened to you here?
I touched the icon.
Well, I can see that.
Then why did you ask me? I mean, yeah, cool.
I love this.
What did you want with the icon?
Surprisingly, it does not say on this fucking rule module, but it's said to be a powerful artifact.
Okay.
I wanted to take it for my own.
How did you get into Ravenloft?
Snuck in through the back entrance.
How many do I have left? Is it 2 or 3? 2. I think it's 2.
Yes, 2.
Why don't you ask him about his equipment if you don't have anything?
What do you mean?
He's got some sort of cool black-looking mace.
Oh yeah, what's up with your mace there, Gustav?
It is known as the Mace of Terror.
Nice.
Can I have it?
Last question.
Why?
God damn it.
Oh, welcome back, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Juice would be a good pairing for it.
Yeah.
I have no use for it anymore.
Okay, thanks, Gustav.
Yoink.
Yoink.
Yeah, what else does Gustav's corpse have?
You can see that he seems to be wearing this, like, what's really moth-eaten now, but a fur-lined black cloak that's embroidered with gold thread, chainmail, and that's it for now.
Okay. Yoink the cloak. Put it in the bag.
Asher is like, whoa, you're just going to start robbing corpses right in the middle of the chapel?
Annie, did you not hear Annie talking to him? He said it was okay.
Well, only for
yeah,
the mace.
but I
I only asked
mean-
about the mace.
Annie, if you had remembered to ask about both, he probably would have said the same thing.
I don't care about what. I don't care for clothes. You know this.
Marcus looks Annie up and down and is like, "Are you sure about that?"
You're wearing
Desire put me in this.
Desire for-
If I had my way,
Andrew?
I would have worn the T-shirt that said "Getting to know your enemy better."
Annie, you see
Yes,
that
Marcus.
statue on the there? Could you
The
just
one that you
be a
just
dear-
touched.
Yeah, could you give that a touch for me,
Yeah,
please?
no. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that, Marcus.
All right, fair. In that case, are there any rocks or anything nearby?
You want me to mage hand it?
Oh, I was gonna throw rocks at it, but sure, mage hand
Why
works
would
too.
you do that? Escher, I'm very
Because
sorry.
I have
about
frustrations.
Do you want to take them out on something else, maybe?
I'll
So-
leave it to you
You
to
want to
make
write?
it.
Do you want to write some literature, perhaps?
So this isn't a magical mace, because like I walked through here with detect magic, didn't I?
Oh, actually, I may have missed that. Is this magic?
I thought it did ping, but it was just like at the time we were with Rahad and he was eyeing you suspiciously whenever you.
I don't.
I
I mean,
don't
you can
remember.
look it up. It's called Mace of Terror. Oh no, it is magic. It is magical.
Yeah, you had it on while we walked through the corridors and stuff with Strahd. I guess I remember it was all the way to the hall.
Yeah, I could just overlooked it,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it was a long
I
session. It's cool.
I probably overlooked it. Sorry, but
Yeah,
yes,
no probs.
I would say you would have sensed that it had some sort of magic element to it.
Oh, yeah, I felt like I felt something magic-y in here, but it must have slipped my mind.
Look, Escher is like, look, if you want to take that mace, go ahead, but I would suggest you leave the icon of Ravenloft alone. That thing, if Strahd knows that's missing, you're just good as dead.
Oh, that's the icon of Ravenloft. What does
This-
it do?
Well, it was apparently given to the Ravenloft family by an archpriest called Cyril Romulik, an old family friend, I heard, to consecrate the castle and its chapel as well.
Well, it's not doing exactly a great job then.
Depends on who touches it.
What if I touch it?
I would suggest not. It seems to anyone
It's-
who isn't a resident of Ravenloft, it seems to.
What if you touch it?
I don't want to touch it, just in
But
case.
you live here.
I mean, I'm not going to gamble on potential radiant damage.
It's fine. Marcus shrugged it off.
Yeah, it's true. That barely felt like literally it only did 1 hit point of damage because of temp HP.
I do believe you got quite lucky though, Mr. Ravenswood.
Well, ever since I've been, hanging around with Mr. Wildura, I've been noticing I've had some quite good luck of late.
Look, it is a very powerful artifact, I'll give you that. But it is one of the Ravenloft family it is one of the Zarovich family heirlooms. If it goes missing, Strahd would most definitely know.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. Like, I merely touched it by accident. I wasn't trying to pilfer it. Such a dangerous item in your chapel feels...
Anyways, we should get
Maniac.
going and leave this room, shall we?
It's almost like this entire place is just weird. Who the fuck is
know.
this place?
Anyway,
Marcus, did you
let's
actually
move
want
on.
to pay your respects or no?
I already did that. Literally,
Did
I
you?
paid my
You just talked about
respects.
your wife.
No, I paid my respects first, and then started talking about my wife.
As usual.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's you do the serious business first, and then you do the other serious business.
I will say at this point, as you guys are milling about in the chapel, you do hear footsteps echoing down the hallway where you came in from. As the door to the chapel opens, and you see Rahadin is standing there.
Hey, buddy.
Good evening. Give me 1 second while I find the chapter that I was looking at.
Who has the mace?
Yeah, who has the mace? Good question.
I think Annie's probably picked it up.
Did you want a bag of holding it, or are you just holding it in your hands?
She's probably just holding.
Okay. Whereas
Did you
the
take
cloak
bag
is
of
in the
holding
bag.
out? Well, did you take it of holding out on a midnight jaunt around the castle?
Of course, Marcus is never without his inventions.
It's just like Rahadin comes in, and like Marcus is like smoke is coming off from him, and he's just holding a mace.
And the fried corpse is now missing its cloak as
Yep.
well.
It's like, what the fuck happened? But anyway, Rahadin is like, well, I see you are indeed paying respects to the masters, the queen and king of Ravenloft. If you do not mind, Mr. Wildora, Strahd von Zarovich himself has asked for your audience. He says that he regrets not being able to talk to you as much as he would have liked during dinner, and he doesn't want to seem ungracious. As for the rest of you, a nightcap has been sent up to the guest rooms.
Well, we should probably return to Desire. So thank you, Rahadin. But perhaps just as the what is he, the Chamberlain or whatever?
Chamberlain, yes.
Perhaps put up a warning sign like that explicitly explains "Do not touch the statue," because
I
I merely
would've-
brushed my hand against it. A corpse is a corpse is a corpse, but a warning sign actually tells you.
Yeah. Bree moves to Deuce's side and just kind of just traces a domino shape, like just behind his hand, like just trying to signal him just to press me a fucking domino, or where you might be. Do I know how it works? Like to track you?
I would say you would have traveled far, like
Yeah.
enough to know how he usually does these things.
Would I be able to track you, Deuce, with that thing?
Depends how good your tracking skills are.
Okay, yeah, okay. I would have definitely signaled you, like, just give me a fucking domino. Just give me one, and then like, or just like pass you one, like, yeah, make one for yourself so that I can, yeah, follow you later, if needed.
And Juice just says, "But there's already one in your pocket." And you, and you look in there, and there's one there.
Yeah, gives him a shove, like, towards Rahana. Have fun. Alright,
I will.
whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna follow Rahadin, Deuce?
Yeah, let's go.
And what is everyone else doing?
Following the instructions like a good girl.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy our nightcap and then,
Yeah.
you know, find the dungeon/crypt.
Okay, so I will say this.
Yeah, sure.
What we are going to do is I'm going to put Deuce into this scene here, and we're just gonna assume everyone else has gone up to the guest room again.
Desire did put, M did put that during her short rest, she would have summoned Helga.
Oh yeah, but I don't mind doing the juice scene first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
cool.
let's do that first then. Let me just get the tokens in the right place.
Hi, my child. Hi. You wanna say hello? Yes, you do. Come here,
Baby.
baby. Come here.
Ah, too big.
Listen. Oh, high five.
Fuck is wrong with days. Okay. Alright, Deuce, can you see where you are now?
Yep, I can see.
Okay, so you guys go up the spiral staircase where you went before to the guest room. The others go off into the guest room, but Rahadin takes you into a left-hand side chamber. And oh god, sorry. And all this time, sort of like as you're walking next to him, you do also continue to hear that cacophony of screaming that seems to be just radiating off him.
Oh
You see this door is You see this door has like these delicately engraved steel stands at the west end of the short dark hallway. Intricate details stand out clearly on the door surface. Those seem to shine with like this weird light of its own. And flanking the door are two alcoves in shadow. You see a dark, vaguely man-shaped figure stand in each alcove, as they look like suits of armor, and as he takes you into this hole, you very briefly glimpse what appears to be this dining hall of some sort. It's very, very dusty. You smell the sweet and pungent decay that sort of fills this room, and at the center of which stands this long oak table. It's blanketed in dust, but it has like fine china and silverware as if it's like set up for a feast of some sort. And in the center of the table is this large tiered cake that leans heavily to one side. And you see that the frosting on it has already like turned green with age. You see cobwebs hang like dusty lace down all sides of the cake. And you see a single doll figure of a well-dressed woman adorn the crest of this cake. And suspended above is a chandelier of forged iron. You see arched windows in the south wall is draped with heavy curtains. And resting in a wooden stand by the window is a dusty lute. And standing quietly in the southwest corner is a tall harp that's shrouded in cobwebs. But you barely have time to sort of like take in all of the surroundings of this room before you're led into this what appears to be a study area of some sort. I'm just gonna put you in here. So you see this blazing hearth fire sort of like fills this room with like rolling waves of like red and amber light. The walls are lined with ancient books and tomes. You see that they all seem to be very, very well preserved. You see there is this like thick, luxurious rug upon the stone floor, and in the center of the room is a large low table that's waxed and polished to like this mirror-like finish. You see a huge painting hang over the mantelpiece in this heavy gilded frame. The rolling firelight seems to illuminate this carefully rendered portrait of a figure that looks almost exactly like Irina. And sitting on the couch facing the door is Strahd himself. As Rahadin sort of like takes a stand beside the couch, and I'll just bring Strahd onto the map. And as you come into the room, Strahd just sort of like gestures to the seat across from him and go, Mr. Wadura, have a seat. I do thank you for joining me. I was wondering if you'd like a nightcap before turning in. I'm afraid with a rather large crowd at dinner, we really didn't get a chance to get to know each other. As he sort of like pushes a wine glass towards you.
Thank you.
Accent time.
Oh my god. I knew it, of course. Where's my ban Morgan from chat button? Hold on.
Sorry, bud, you made me a mod. I think that one got disabled.
Well done.
That was
One. So wonderful. Just give me a second, please. Ah, God. Okay, my cheeks are very red now. Great. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Strahd. I very much appreciate you taking this extra time to converse with me over a lovely drink, and Deuce will take a sip. Is it the most delicious wine ever?
Yes, this is as similar to the one that you had at dinner. This is Champagne du Stomp.
Very nice. Of course, I appreciate you taking the time. Like you said, we did not have that much time to converse or to parler. I don't mean to necessarily pry too much, but let me know if any of my questions that I have for you are more than you care to answer. But first of all, I still don't understand why you invited us here in the first place. Of course, I'm sure new company is always welcomed here, but maybe you could share if there's anything else.
Oh, well, considering you are indeed visitors in my domain, I had to get to know my new guests. And you have been such a interesting party, shall we say. Not to mention you did bring Irina to me directly.
And did you enjoy yourself, and did Irina seem to enjoy herself here as well?
Of course. She must be feeling so much more comfortable now that she's back in her own home. I have to say, it's been very interesting watching what you and your party have been doing throughout Barovia. What was it like before you entered Barovia? I heard you were traveling alone with the Umbri by yourself before you met the Ravenswoods.
Yes, I was going from place to place, sharing the word of Oladra and the message of luck and bounty, which she is well known for, and just making ends meet, I guess, on the road until we got here. And into the company of the Ravenswoods, of course.
Must have been a very challenging lifestyle, traveling place to place, looking out for each other, of course.
The nomadic style was one that I was very well accustomed to. Coming from the Chandlewood, and my people are very much that way in the end. Mostly staying together, but it was not something I could sustain for a long, long time in just by myself there, especially after my unfortunate incident in my childhood. But that's not something that I want to talk too much about today. But I did want to ask you perhaps a bit more. You spoke about Irina saying her home, but you of course know she has never lived here. You are of course referring to your Tatiana. I do have a question for you. What was Tatiana like? What made you fall for Tatiana in the first place? And do you find after talking to Irina that they are, although perhaps the same soul, are they really the same person?
In due time, Irina will remember her past life. She may not be the same person now, but I believe staying in Ravenloft and being away from the dangers of Barovia, she will soon come to understand that Ravenloft is the only safest place for her in this land. I do regret that I was not able to spend my life with Tatiana as it was meant to be. She was, shall we say, a young... actually, that's not the quite word for it. She was a very spirited soul who was almost a complete contrast to me when I first met her. I was weary from battle, weary from my time in the war. She brought a life to me that I could never have imagined. She was like a breath of fresh air after many days in the battlefield where I knew nothing but death and horror. And she accepted me for who I was. She knew my complicated past, and she still saw me as an equal. She did not shy away from me. She did not find me intimidating. She respected me, and I felt like I did not need to hide much from her, as I had to do with other people.
A kindred spirit, I guess you would say.
Perhaps, yes, just like you and Bree, in a sense.
And you have, as you said, a belief that she will remember. But of course,
It may.
of course, it has been many hundreds of years that you have been here. This must not be the first time that you have brought a reincarnation of your Tatiana here. Is that how it has gone in the past?
Over and over again, reincarnations of Tatiana has been taken from me due to this vampire's curse.
And you
Though I
don't think this
believe-
will happen once more?
I do believe if I were to find a way to break this curse or find a successor, then perhaps we will finally be able to be together. Though I have my suspicions that there may be other ways, I'm continuously trying to find ways to be able to rid myself of this curse. So Tatiana will no longer be taken from me.
And this curse that was laid upon you, in your own words, why would you say it was bestowed upon you in the first place?
I was after... Hold on, what did he say? After all my time in the Great War, I knew my life was limited. I wanted insurmountable power, and thus I sought it out. It came at a great cost, however, that I was not aware of. And whilst I do now have this power, Tatiana will continue to be taken away from me time and time again. Though that's not saying I will not continue to try time and time again to have her back in my grasps. I think what I'm trying to say is, yes, he kind of knew that as he was getting older, his time was sort of like coming up, and he wanted to be able to have this immortality and continue to have this power, and that's why he sought out this that's why he sought out this vampire. He may not have known what came with it, but that was the main reason he kind of, sought out that power. That's what I'm trying to say. Just make sure I'm getting myself around correctly.
Do you think that if Tatiana was here today, seeing the things that you have done, how the people of Barovia see you now, would she be proud of that? Would it be something she would want to be a part of?
I believe with her help, we will be able to make Barovia into the place that it was before, the way it was meant to be ruled by the Tsareviches. Without her, it is merely a shadow of its former self, of course. She may not be proud of where I am now or who I am now, but in due time, she will understand that I did everything for her.
Yet you speak of wanting to perhaps find a successor and leave Barovia behind. You seem a man of two minds.
That may just be me.
Oh, okay.
I think what I'm trying to say is, okay, I may backtrack a little bit on that.
That's fine.
So yes, he is looking for a successor because he believes having a successor will finally break him of Vampire's curse, and then Tatiana will no longer be taken away from him. Oh, that's a good question. Would it be a successful Barovia itself? Okay, I think I may have to get back to you on that, but I do. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I can still
Actually,
continue.
That's a contradiction I didn't think about. The module did not address that.
It's
But,
okay. It's okay. I have a continuation anyway.
Oh yeah, you go ahead while I think of something.
Okay. Well, this may make you even more have to think. So.
Just write this down so I know how to address it next time.
Juice will say, I do hope that if you find a successor that, and I mean truly no disrespect, and just like sort of nervously sort of swirls his wine and takes a drink of it. I would hope that they would give Barovia and the people here a more fulfilled and enjoyable way of managing their everyday lives. As you mentioned a little bit over dinner, it doesn't seem like they have much choice as to whether they may leave or not, and whether or not you've decided for yourself if finding a successor means you would leave this place or not with Tatiana or Arena. Perhaps the people of Barovia would be better off with someone who cared more about them than that one other person in their life.
Okay, I think even if you were to find... Actually, no, that's probably a good question. That's weird, I've never actually addressed that in the book. Why is by raw nothing is explained? Perhaps with Tatiana finally by my side, I can continue to rule Barovia the way that it was before it fell into disarray under the curse. Of course, I'm not saying I'm not proud of what it is now. There is still a lot of potential to it, shall we say. It is I think what I'm trying to get across is he believes that with Tatiana having an actual queen, he'll be able to rule Barovia properly, at least with a bit more motivation than he has now.
Okay.
But
that still leaves the question of how to rid the curse without being the land that you are attached to. Quite a conundrum.
Have you heard of a place known as the Amber Temple, Mr. Wooduro?
No.
Deception check.
Oh, come on. Okay, fine.
It was deception, no.
It was deception. Just hoping he spills his beans. Deception. 21.
Well, it is said that the plenty of what is known as dark powers, deities of some sort, are sealed within the Amber Temple. Unspeakable pacts that people could make are within. The dark powers were originally sealed by a group of wizards who found the place, saw its potential, and knew that it had to be kept from the world outside. Allowing the dark powers to leave right now would throw the whole world into disarray. But as time went on, the wizards eventually fell prey to these powers themselves and slaughtered each other from within the organization. As for now, the Amber Temple stands as almost like a crypt of a sort for these deities, trapped within the amber coffins, unable to leave, but calling out to whatever soul they can in these lands. Desperate souls, people who are in trouble and knowing that they needed a little bit of a hand to get what they wanted. But of course, in turn, it curses them. I'm sure you would have seen something similar happen to your little friend.
Wait, what's he talking about?
Your little friend Bree, you must have noticed that she's not quite herself in Barovia. It seems that her strikes are landing just a
You
little
mean
bit
her-
truer than usual.
Yes. Her obviously unique talents were visible outside of here, but indeed they have seemed to take on a whole new dimension since we've been in Barovia. You're saying something in the Amber Temple might have, being in such proximity, have something to do with this?
It is likely if she were to have been met with a situation where she was desperate enough to ask anything for help. Perhaps something was able to escape the temple and made a pact with her somehow. And now that she is closer in Barovia itself, the powers are manifesting stronger than it was before. Does
And
that
you
not concern you, Mr. Wooduro?
If indeed this is a gift, a pact of some sort, by entities with such power as you say, yes, it would be. Though, I'm a little curious as to what makes you share this with me. Do you think that going to the temple would be a benefit, or?
Not quite what I had in mind, to be honest with you. It's clear from the way you interact and the way you were before, you care deeply for little Miss Brianna over there. And surely you must want to get her away from Barovia as soon as you can. If her staying within Barovia, the Dark Powers has more of a control over her, you would do anything in your power to ensure her safety, would you not?
Of course. Bri and I are very close, and anything that brings her harm, I want to make sure stays far, far away from her.
During dinner, she did mention a teacher of some sort. I did notice that she's clever and capable, But you know, the still skills like hers are hard to come by. Usually acquire someone to be a mentor. But I do wonder if they do have a best interest at heart, allowing her to be in such danger. Careless, really, don't you think?
Yeah.
Especially now that you said that you would do anything to protect her, anyone, or anything who brings her danger, you would do your best to strike them down.
Of course,
know-
nothing. Nothing is worse than a bad influence or a bad teacher or mentor, of course.
I'm happy to hear that we're on the same level. You know, Rahadan told me something that did pique my interest. He said that when he went to deliver your invitations, he spotted an older gentleman that wasn't Mr. Ravenswood. The description he gave me, however, and the accompanying caravan that he saw, certainly matched one of a man that I know of. A man by the name of Rudolf van Richten. Have you heard of this man? He's an infamous monster hunter.
Van Richten. I don't. It doesn't ring a bell. No, I'm not sure to whom you refer.
Mr. Wodora, please. This infamous monster hunter with this genocidal hatred of Vistanis. Surely you've heard of this man.
Oh, I don't pay too much attention to people who have hate for other people just from their heritage. You know, you can't give those type of people the time of day. They kind of slip through the mind cracks, as it were. But you know, if I had met him, he sounds detestable.
Well, suffice to say, you may have a closer connection with him than I was first led to believe.
Why do you ask?
Well, if Rudolf van Richten is indeed in Barovia, then he is only here for one reason, and that is to kill me. And perhaps even more Vistanis than he already has. This man is dangerous and paranoid, and he has a lifetime of experience of death and stories to make sure that he is well covered. And I see he has managed to swindle a clever woman like Brianna, thinking that he cared for her as a mentor. But to put it bluntly, Mr. Wodora, I have a proposal. And I'm asking you because we both know that you're the smartest one in the group. If you bring me Rudolf van Richten, I will let you and your friends out of the mists. Free to go back to the Chondlewood, or wherever your heart takes you next. Just you and Bree like it was before.
Insight check.
No more... Sure.
$17.
Seems to be quite genuine, yeah. You know, no more taking orders from the Ravenswood who barely consider you their equal. No more murky skies, no sunlight or danger around every corner. You'll be free again. And all you have to do is bring me one man. One man who is putting your friend in danger.
That seems like a very generous offer on your behalf, Monsieur Count Strahd. I forget how to refer to him.
I am a generous man. I am a generous man. Your friends will be free to leave. We will be out of each other's hairs, and you will no longer have a figure who does not have your friend's best interest at heart. I'm sure you've seen time and time again. He will clearly put himself before others. How many times do you think Bree has cried over this mentor that she seems to care so much about?
I'm sure quite a fair bit. But it does pose me the question. This man, this Van Richten of whom you refer to, for you to ask me of such a thing, do you fear him?
He is known to be one of the greatest vampire hunters ever. To some extent, yes. He is clever, and worst of all, he is paranoid. I know that he is, if they were coming to it, he would put up, actually, to some extent, yes, I do fear this man. But more importantly, I fear what he would do to my Vistani comrades, if he were to stay in Barovia any longer. Or if he were to exist any longer.
You seem to have quite an opinion on him.
One would if you knew that this man was out to kill you. But, of course, while your freedom is important, I wouldn't offer just that. I know you're a man who enjoys testing his luck, so I had Rahadan bring me something from my personal treasury, shall we say. Rahadan, if you may. And you see that Rahadan brings something from the shelf. It seems to be this long item wrapped in like a silk cloth. He unravels it to reveal this ornate sword. This like golden filigree seems to dance up on the blade, and it seems to like glow. It seems to like glow warm, almost like it's lit from within. And you see the hilt is like expertly crafted with this twisting pattern. And Strahd gestures towards it and goes, "From my personal collection, what is known as the Gambler's Blade. It was taken off an old adventurer that was mistakenly tried to storm my castle, but was easily dispatched. Clearly they weren't strong-willed like yourself, but I believe you and this blade will be a perfect match. A man of Aladra is only befitting of a blade that channels the goddess of luck, really."
Awesome. That's just Matthew to myself. Is this a token of your esteem in the hopes of a partnership, or is this a?
Oh, you do not get paid in advance, I'm afraid.
No.
If you were to bring me Barrington, this one old man that should be disposed of for the good of all Vistanis, really, in exchange for you and your friend's freedom, and this treasure blade to take with you.
Juice will be like, do you mind if I just take a quick look at it? And I want to just like really study it and get a good look at it up close.
Sure, Rahadan hands it to you.
All right.
It's beautiful, is it not?
Do I, holding it, I don't have like a sense of what it actually does, though, I assume.
No, I think that would require an identify.
Fair enough.
But I will say you would have heard of the Gambler's Blade in your... Oh, I wish I would have. Yeah, I'll say you would have heard of the Gambler's Blade in your time. I think mechanically, it basically... You can sacrifice your death saving throws for it to hit harder.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Interesting. Well, you've given me a lot to ponder tonight. I was about to say Senor Strahd.
Monsignor.
El Senor Diablo.
Yeah, you've given me a lot to ponder this evening. I, of course, thank you for your generosity and your hospitality. I'm sure after this evening, this will not be the last time that we'll have to converse.
Of course not. You do not have to decide now, but you can always let Rahadan... You can always let Rahadan know tomorrow, and he can pass it along to me. Of course, I guess you may need some time to ponder things through, but you are a clever man, and I know you will come to a good conclusion.
I know how to get in touch if I need to.
Splendid. In that case, let's drink to a potential partnership, as he lifts his wine glass.
I'll give him a cheers.
Well, Rahadan will happily lead you back into the guest quarters, if you would like. Like I said before, you are free to roam the castle, but I cannot guarantee your safety at night.
Of course. Understood.
Okay, is there anything else you want to say? Otherwise, I think we can take you back to the guest room and we can go into a break.
That sounds good.
Alright, so
my
I will
voice is
say-
tired.
Yep.
I'm updating it to a
say-
time limit next for next stream.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to do it the whole thing,
Yeah,
but you did, so good on you.
I would have stopped if I needed to, but yeah.
Okay, I'll say Rahadan wraps up the Gambler's Blade again, and hands it back to Strahd, and he takes you back up the staircase into the guest rooms. At this point, Escher would have gone by now, and you do see Helga in the room as well, and we'll come back to that after the break.
Cool.
Okay? Alright, so
Sounds good.
30-minute break, we'll be back in 30 minutes.
Okay.
See everybody
Sounds good.
then.
Get some food.
Bye.
We're back.
And we're back. Sorry, just replying to a message. Okay, all good. Music going? Yes, it is. Alrighty-o. So, oh, I do not have Helga's token on the map for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna bring in Gertruda, just pretend she's Helga. Just so we have a,
Ask for the other one.
just
I'm
so we have a
kidding.
token.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you rung the bell that was in the room and to ask for Helga, and she comes back in. She is looking around nervously. She's wringing her hands, and she goes. Oh, I'll say at this point everyone is back in the room already as well. She goes, may I be of service?
Helga, just the girl I wanted to see. You did something very interesting at dinner time and dropped this note in my lap. Would you like to tell me more about that?
Please, whatever you do, do not tell the Count. I really, really need help getting out of the castle.
Fear not. Your secret's safe with us. You wish to leave this place?
I was taken in unwillingly. I'm from Barovia. I'm one of the shoemaker's daughters. I've been here for a while, and all I do is get yelled at by Ludmilla and bullied by Anastasia. And I fear if I stay here any longer, Strahda's gonna lock me up in the crypt.
He'll lock you up in the crypt.
Yes, like so many before me have gone.
Just a quick little insight to see if she's as afraid as she's seeming.
Oof.
Desire does not care one bit about the feelings or emotional state of a servant.
Yeah, no, can't
Her
tell.
heart was not in that.
She seems to be rather terrified.
I used up all my relational capacity by remembering her name was Helga instead of Petra.
Yeah. She seems to be
Okay.
rather terrified and is desperately asking for help.
And who took you in the first place to the castle?
Well, the Count himself did. On one of his visits to Barovia, he fancied me and decided to bring me back here against my will.
How long ago was that?
Only been a few years, really.
We never saw a shoemaker woman in Barovia, did we?
No, not a shoemaker family or someone who makes shoes.
It's strange. Helga and the others chose to be here, but you're saying that Strahd...
My name is Helga.
I don't
To be
know what's
fair,
wrong with
it is
me,
Gertruda's
honestly.
token. It's Gertruda's token.
I'm so sorry, Helga. I, like you, am very stressed at being in this strange and inhospitable environment. Have you tried to escape before?
Oh, I do not dare by myself. If Ludmilla were to catch me, it will be all over for me. I'm just a simple servant. I do not have any magical powers or weapons knowledge or anything of that sort. I know if I would try to escape for myself, there's no way I could make it out the door.
What kinds of guards does he have posted at the door?
Not at the door per se, but there's plenty of Valenta has like plenty of traps around the entrances. Not to mention, this castle is rife with creatures at night. Plenty of his vampire spawns, zombies, shadows, all sorts of terrible creatures roam the castle. It's terribly frightening.
Mm. There are a number of things that we could do to help you. But I would be remiss if I did not ask for a demonstration of our friendship first. We need some information about the kinds of traps and wards that Strahd has placed. As his servant, you must have some inkling of the routes that are safe to take and the ones that are not.
Well, I don't really dare to go down to the crypts myself, but from what I know, Valenta has laid out, I believe it's some teleporting traps. I may need to look into it a little bit more directly. Teleporting traps. She has ability to. Find my sheet. She has abilities to put people to sleep as well, and plenty of I believe it's some sort of toxic fume trap as well. Just have a quick look. Yes. But she often has them in the castle, and she moves them around as well, so it's hard to say exactly where it is. But the route down to the crypt, I believe, is filled with a lot of teleporting traps as well.
So one could easily become lost in this already meandering design of a castle.
Perhaps, I don't know where it teleports to, perhaps even out of the castle, but for all I know, I've seen plenty of people step on it and just disappeared and never to be seen again.
And, are these traps in any way linked to Valenta? Say she was to lose... Are they magical in nature, that if she was to lose concentration, they would be disarmed?
I don't believe so, no. I believe they're, like, it's kind of like they're built into the castle, in a sense.
Okay.
It's not really stemming from her magic. It's like it's set there. That's what I'm trying to say.
What do you what can you tell us of the others in this castle? The ones that you serve? Some masters, not me, for I take a great and personal interest in every one of my servants. But some tend to treat the help like simple
Inside
objects.
track.
Furniture that they can disregard when speaking. Surely you must have heard one or two spilled secrets.
Wait, are you? Wait, sorry, too many words. What are you asking?
I'm basically asking what gossip, I want to know what the wives might talk about when they think that when they're not paying attention to the servants being present. Not just Anastasia, because I feel like we have a fairly good grasp of their weaknesses, but anything that she might have overheard that seems interesting.
Well, Ludmilla's influence snakes out way beyond the castle itself. I heard that she was the one that planned that terrible thing that happened in Valaki. With the, I believe it was the coffin maker.
That the trap with the vampire spawn.
Yes, and stealing St. Andrew's bones. She knew far ahead of time that she must get rid of all consecrated areas within Barovia, so young Irina would have nowhere safe to hide. She has plenty of influence outside the castle itself. She's almost as strong as Strahd himself. Not to mention she.
No, go on.
Oh, Not to mention, she has a horrible, terrifying experiment locked away in the dungeons. Well, not in the dungeons, actually. It's actually one level above the dungeons. But, she... Well, she doesn't do most of her experiments within the castle itself. I heard she has a lab of some sort up in the Solenka Pass that she does all of her terrible, terrible experiments in. But there is a creature there's a creature a few levels down that...
Is that the one that's allowed to roam freely that we have been warned of?
Yes, it does roam freely at night as well, and it can only be controlled by her. Well,
I see.
and the devil himself, of course. She's rarely seen without it. It's it's her prized pet almost.
Anastasia seems the jealous sort, but how do the other two, Ludmilla and Valenta, feel about the return of Tatiana?
I feel like Ludmilla already knew that it was coming and knows that it's ultimately Elmaster's goal to have Tatiana back by his side. Valenta, I'm honestly not too sure about. She seems like she scares me. She scares me badly. She's quite the loose cannon. I'm not too sure what to make of her and what she thinks of Irina, though I do have a feeling she has shown nothing but loyalty to Elmaster, and I'm sure if that's what he wants, then she'll be happy to aid him in that.
And you said you were afraid of being thrown in a crypt, not killed outright? What is this crypt you speak of?
Oh, it's the same thing really. He has if anyone is no longer useful to him, he turns them into frightening vampire spawns and throws them into the crypt in the dungeons.
They are now mindless creatures.
Well, still within his control, of course, but still.
But still they cannot be spoken with or reasoned with?
No, I don't believe so, no.
Um, trying to think. Well, Irina is a dear friend of ours, and we are concerned about what Strahd may do to her. She's being kept in lodgings separate from our own, and any attempt to ask for permission to see her has been denied. Are you the one who is taking her meals?
I certainly can. It's Gertruda and I have been tasked to look after her for the night. Well, and to look after you all as well, as guests of the castle.
Could you... In her possessions, there is a bottle of wine.
Is there?
Yes, it's the one that Desire and Juice worked on and sent to her.
I'm out. Please remind me.
We made the blood wine poison.
Oh, right. Okay.
And we had it in a bottle of wine. Now, I'm concerned that she is not in her right mind and may have forgotten she has this. It's something that will protect her. If you can, when you serve her any kind of evening supper or perhaps a simple nightcap, can offer her a drink from this, then I will see to it that my peers and I will take you out of here. We'll do our utmost to see you transported safely from this place.
Okay. Do you have
How long can you hold your breath?
Whatever do you mean by that?
Just curious.
I mean, I'm never as an average person.
Like 6 minutes, like the average person may, if
I
surviving
don't
in a
bel-
demi-plane of their.
I don't believe so. No, 6 minutes seems like a long time to hold someone's breath.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
Can you just link me blood wine again?
It's from that homebrew book that I have, so I'll pull it up. It might be in the chat in my Facebook messages if you search it.
Oh, okay. I'll have a look later. But
It-
yeah, she says she can serve Irina the blood wine that she has in her possession, if she were to be asked to go and serve her
When we
home tonight.
when we leave this place, meet us in private beforehand, and we will determine a plan.
I should try my very best to see if I will not be detected by any of the other servants or Strahd or Harden himself.
Is it that you want to return to your hometown?
Yes, I miss my family so much.
Are you not worried that Strahd will attempt to find you, or do you think that he will simply choose another toy?
I mean, I have a feeling I don't have much longer to last in Ravenloft anyway. I can only hope that if I were to escape, he would be way too infatuated with Tatiana to come find me again.
You may be right. I have some spellcrafting talents up my sleeves. I could. There are ways that we can help you pass unseen through those gates. Especially if, at the moment that we are being given permission to leave, you could follow along. I will speak to my allies, and we will concoct something.
Okay, well, you know how to summon me if needs be.
Tell me one last thing. Gertruda. Is she as so happy as she seems in this place?
She regularly speaks fondly of the master himself, and from what I can tell, at the very least, this seems to be a much better place for her compared to where she came from. I don't believe she's under any sort of incantations of any sort. She truly is in love with the master himself.
My friend may wish to attempt to reason with her one last time before we go. Seeing as you'll be busy taking Irina her nightcap, perhaps you can send Gertruda up with some cucumber slices for my rest when the rest of us return.
Sure, I can ask her to bring you some later on in the night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are braver than you may think for reaching out to me so. It was a bold thing that you did at dinner.
I can only hope to go back home as soon as I can. Miss my family terribly.
I admire that strength to grasp at the sliver of hope you see of freedom, even under such adverse circumstances. So I will do my best to aid you if you will be a friend to me.
Of course. And yeah, also she takes her leave if no one else wants to ask her anything.
Oh, I thought we were kind of arriving as she left.
Oh.
Like, I thought no one else was present except Desire and her.
Okay, yeah, that will make more sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll say you guys, she leaves the room and you run into her.
Okay, so Marcus, having been jilted by his experience with what looked like a pure and innocent object,
Still smoking a little bit from the hairs.
Yeah, still singed a little bit, radiant energy pouring off, but not in the good way. As Helga goes past, he leans over to Annie and says, Annie, could you, I'm just a little wary, could you do your divine sense thing just to be sure?
Oh yeah, of course, Marcus. And
Thanks.
he sends off a divine sense. Can detect good and evil.
That's immediate, right?
Yeah, 60 feet. Can know the spell. Can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
No, I would say Helga does not give off celestial fiend or undead.
Okay.
Neither of those
We're all
two.
good, Marcus.
Oh, thank goodness. Sorry, I've been a bit paranoid, as you can imagine. Thank you, Annie.
Off the table? Yeah, I'll say you guys are now in the guest room by yourself. A nightcap has been brought up for everyone by Helga.
So I
Good.
will share the fact that Helga wishes to leave. I think that she's given me some information about the kinds of traps we may expect and to look out for. I still don't know whether trying to make our way to the crypt at this point in time is the best idea. Although Gertruda does not want to leave, this one does, and perhaps we should help her.
How do you suppose we do that?
There are a few options. Depending on how long it takes us to exit, we could always secret her out in the bag. But I could cast invisibility on her and have her simply trail behind us as we leave.
I feel like we won't be able to do that undetected.
They will hunt her down.
It will not be a
After.
pleasant existence.
Did you
Might
not
have a
want
few hours of
to
freedom.
get Gertruda out?
Truda seems perfectly happy here. I'm not.
I mean,
going to
when
make
you asked
someone-
Gertruda if she wanted to leave, what was your plan for helping her then? Or would you have told her it was too risky?
I don't plan that far ahead.
I mean, we
That's
came
true.
in here with the intention of saving someone. If it's not Gertruda,
No,
maybe we
came
actually...
in here with the intention for dinner and getting to know your enemy better, right?
We did want to save people, Annie. That's kind of our whole thing.
This is a very large castle that doesn't make any sense.
Amen.
I think we have to choose our opportunities, and I don't think this is it.
It's good, I think, right now, at least we have a feel of the place. Try and just scout out all possible entrances and exits. I don't know if there's any other entrances. I haven't seen one yet, but there's bound to be. There must be like another secret entrance of some sort. Like, I don't know. I haven't like spotted anything myself, but
I apologize for my tone, but I'm baffled. I'm offering to do good.
Yeah.
Lend a hand to someone in need, something that you all seem to hold so dear to your hearts. And we seem to be prioritizing the taking of collectible objects and trinkets rather than a human life. Has one night in Strahd's company turned you so?
We know that she will be as good as dead if that occurs.
It's her choice to make.
Her choice to die.
She didn't have a choice to come here. If her choice is between living in a cage and tasting freedom for a few sweet days, should she not be allowed to make that?
I don't think it stays though. That's up to her. That's not. That's her choice, not ours.
Yeah, like just right now, I have not. They have everything, like, they will see what we do. Like, I don't know how we can sneak her out. That's the only thing I'm baffled with. Like, even if we try to go down to the dungeons and try and save Emil, I have no idea how we can get them out right now. I without facing Rahadin himself or Volenta. And to be honest, she creeps me out. I feel
Stabby.
I don't know, but she was she was a bit close, a bit closer than I wanted, but like, yeah, yeah, she is definitely smarter than what she appears, and yeah, I just don't know. I don't have a plan on how we can just take them alive out right now. So I feel yes, we can help them
prisoner
for
in
sure.
a dungeon
It sounds
is one thing,
yeah.
but a servant that is barely regarded is another.
Same exit and entrance for any
This is a tactical
Any
move
help?
for us as well. The more time we can spend with somebody who knows the layout of the castle intimately outside, the more we can prepare to understand the warren of its pathways, the traps that may have been laid.
But if we erase their suspicion, then those are going to be fortified 100-fold. We'll only be making things harder for ourselves in the long run.
Very well then, Shepherd Annie. I suppose we can leave her here to the mercy of the vampires, to be feasted on when the mood strikes them. What is it that your card says?
Cut out, can't hear you.
Remind me precisely, what is it that the card that Madame Eva gave you says?
Let me check.
And should we tell her that her readings strike false?
I believe the card is but a blessing.
desire. The timing is. It's not right yet. I understand wanting to save someone. I've
No,
experienced-
actually, Bree,
What?
you reminded me of something. Something
What?
that I had suppressed. You remember the hags when we first got here? You
yeah.
remember there was 2 children trapped in those cages.
Yes, I was
And
the one who
because
saw them
we
first.
delayed, one of those children got eaten.
Okay.
You-
yeah,
you remember
I
that?
can't forget that. I do have my regrets too, since I was the only
can't-
one who saw her alive. Okay. But
Yes.
the fact still stands. This servant, she's not a halfling. Like, she can't fit under my cloak, or in your bag. Just like we can't sneak her out that way. Like,
I mean, she could fit in my bag.
unless
That's
you
not
two
an
can
issue.
like possibly use your nobility and just say, we have taken a liking to her, we would like her to work with us. Work for us. Maybe take her with us. That is the only way I think is a possibility to take her safely out and maybe have her live like actually survive leaving the building.
I mean, that's not
Because
a bad
with-
idea, actually.
I don't know. I like just with my tools and my equipment and my experience so far and knowledge of what the abilities that you guys have. This is and just knowing the abilities of what they have. they could find Arena wherever she is, except for that one place. But I don't know what they'll do to Helga. It's like such an unmemorable name. Yeah, I can't think of anything, but maybe.
All right. Well,
I
what I
can't do
can
anything.
tell you in terms of options, it's not like we're limited. An artificer's inventiveness knows no bounds, and what I can tell you is, utilizing one of the cloaks, I would be able to make a cloak of elven kind that both gives you increases your stealthiness, but also has eyes turn away from you.
In one night.
Yeah.
Tonight.
After a long
Seriously.
rest. After a long rest.
How did I not know this?
Because I've never needed it before, but now is a perfect time for the Cloak of Elvenkind. We shroud Helga in the cloak. Desire gives her invisibility. And if she wishes to remain hidden from prying eyes, she will be in perhaps the best possible situation to do so. And the cloak will maintain its abilities long after we have parted.
Yeah, no.
I just
It's-
can't have another Eden child on my conscience without at least trying.
I understand the cautiousness that's being raised here, and should the numbers come down in favor of leaving her here, well, when she returns, you may tell her that. But I will keep it in mind when we are faced with the prospect of sticking our necks out to save anything else that comes across our paths. I do not think there should be an age limit on the help that we extend to others.
Well, do you have a plan to get her out?
This is our plan, the invisibility and the cloak.
Will that work? Then I'm up for it. That's cool. I don't know how else to help. Like,
Wow.
magic is not in my forte. Like, children, people who are small, and who I am able to help, that's why it's something I can do. Like, that's just what I could do, Desire. It's harder for me to help, like, things that are heavier than me. I try, but it's just, yeah, please don't take it wrong. It's just,
I can't remember playing more close.
I understand, and
so
I'm normally
I do
the
have
cautious
limitations. Yeah, I
sort
do have
myself.
limitations. Yeah, but if you
I-
have something, you have a plan, please share it with the party, because I'm stumped, and where the fuck is Juice?
Juice is also wondering why he's not part of this conversation yet, but I know it was a very long chat.
I thought you said you were back in.
Yeah.
Well, if they just walked back in, if they had just walked back in on her, I still had to have my conversation.
Yeah.
There was
Maybe
some
now you'll be
delay.
back.
Can I
Okay,
can
so
I
I'll
now
say I
walk
just-
in?
I'll say at this point, you open the door to find everyone arguing about something you have no idea what the hell's going on.
I just
Juice
walk in
walks
like
in the door with a couple of pizza boxes.
I just walk in like Kramer and
There's
Seinfeld.
a fire in the background.
Even better. What?
Oh, thank fuck.
Sorry, that was an accident.
I could practically hear you arguing down the hallway. What's going on?
Oh, thank fuck. He didn't suck your blood, did you? Did he?
No. I just grilled him a bit on Irina, and
Bree just like slaps both her hands around his face just to look at his eyes to see if he's charmed or anything, and just like check his neck.
Slap them around a bit.
Yeah, just check for marks, like. Yeah.
yeah, he seems as obsessed as we assumed, and I would like to check on her at some point, but this seems, what I've walked into seems much more pressing at the matter.
We're just trying to figure out something to help The servant's Helga. She wants to leave, but I'm just explaining. Yeah, my limitations, but they might have some solutions, like magically, to help sneak her out. But we just need to make sure it works. I don't know, since it's not my forte. This is not my forte.
She certainly did not seem at ease when we spoke briefly after dinner. So, what have we come up with?
Well, she told me that she was kidnapped from the town and taken against her will to this place. Marcus can, if he does not explore the castle tonight, can craft an item that would help her escape some detection. That could be combined with my ability to cast invisibility, and should we really want to shore up our defenses, we have a scroll of major illusion, which could be used to craft a simulacrum of her to stand in the shadows quietly as a servant does as we exit this place.
Thinking tricky. I like it.
How long does this illusion last?
I believe 10 minutes.
Ooh. Okay, so it has to be
We would have to leave
right
quickly.
when we're leaving. Yeah, okay.
I suppose the worry is that, much like anything that we want to take from this place, anything leaving this place within a short time of us being here would no doubt cast suspicion on us. I assume that's what you were arguing about, because I'm so insightful.
We are going to take this mace and this cloak.
Those didn't exactly seem prized.
A servant is more prized than a magical mace.
Wait, hold on. Does I even seen the mace and the cloak?
Yeah,
considering
you
she
weren't
wasn't
there.
there?
I assume that anything that Marcus has seen, I have knowledge of. I feel like he walks through the door and says, "Desire, did you know we picked up this mace?"
Like I agree, but at the same time, we literally went from Helga leaving to us arriving.
All right.
And
perhaps it's not my point to make, but
Yeah.
how about
I've honestly seen you guys in action enough to suspect that if something wasn't nailed down, you've picked it up.
regardless, I do think there's something to be said that if it's here and in possession of someone or of someone here, they would likely, whether it's a person or object, don't want it to leave.
Let me ask, Juice, if it was a child, would you
Hold
say the
on,
same?
let me finish Desire. In the case of a person, they might not mind if it left if the person was dead. Now, I might need a...
What?
I may need a night to collect myself, but I can imbue the temporary state onto someone willing to undergo it to seem like they've died.
Are we doing a Romeo and Juliet here?
Oh, you mean like the story, Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, Juliet.
So for the
fair Montague and Capulet.
for the non-RP part, I'm essentially talking about casting Feign Death, which makes someone, by all measures, just seem dead.
Why did you have that prepared? For a party?
Well, I don't. That's why I was inferring that I need the night to.
Oh right.
To study it.
Wouldn't then be wanting to turn her into a vampire spawn if she was deceased?
I don't
think you can.
think you have to be alive to be turned. So like, as soon as you're dead, the soul's gone, which is great for Annie because it means it's not trapped. Oh wait, it's still trapped. Sorry, Annie.
We could say that she got into my poisons and killed herself.
Possibly, and perhaps we could say, feeling responsible, we'd like to return her body to her family.
In Barovia, yeah. Sounds good. I like this plan.
That's quite genius.
You expect nothing less from Master of Trickery, would you not?
Praise Aladra.
Are we gonna like weaken the Bernie's this?
We're not going to make her seem alive. We're making her seem dead.
No.
It's the reverse weekend
Yeah.
of Bernie's.
Yeah, 4 weddings and a funeral or something. I don't know.
Yeah, have a look
That
through
sounds
my-
good.
That's a
Is
good
this something
plan.
that will probably have to be done right before we leave? Is that correct?
Yes, we could say we were packing up to leave and noticed that she had.
She had a heart attack.
Sure.
No, I think she seems anxious enough that it could be. We could say that she got into my poisons and killed herself. I imagine, sadly, that she would not be the first servant to take that way out of the castle.
Perhaps put, a dribble of it on her cheek or something. Make it seem like she actually consumed it. I'm sure we could find an elaborate way of making it seem convincing enough.
But it's
Setting
you need a rest. Is that right?
Yes, I would need the night to collect myself and recall exactly the incantations I need to invoke Elijah's will in this respect.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, good stuff. dude.
Magic
very cool.
lets you do fun things.
Yeah. See, it's just. Yeah.
You see, where there's a will, there's a way, and we definitely want to save as many people as we can.
Yes. On
Talking
that
about the
note,
other people, should we try and check in on Irina?
I feel like Irina's going to be guarded far more than anyone else in this castle.
I can have
Oh, yeah.
Love perch on her window again to take a look.
Yeah,
It's a
that'd be
fair
cool.
idea. And I feel if we could manage to reach Emil, he could probably look after himself, unlike Helga, given he's a werewolf.
I know Emil is considerably more difficult to extract, given that he's being kept in the dungeons. But at the very least, we could pass him a note to let him know that his mate is safe. That may bolster his spirits enough to have him hold on until we can return with greater force.
Ooh, that's a good question, actually. DM,
Mhm.
do we know if the werewolves can read and write?
Yes,
Like, are they literate?
They're human, yes.
Well, they're human, yes, but they don't live in a culture that uses written language.
But they'll be fine. In on the human side of things, they would have, learned to read and write.
Okay, cool.
They will
Just check.
understand common, yes. CC.
CC cam.
She's hiding her face. It's just really cute. There's too much light.
Alright.
It is. Okay, sorry,
So-
I'm just double checking
Awesome.
something by looking through my items. Keep discussing.
Alright. Well, outside of that, so Mr. Wildrew will need the knight to prepare his spell. But prior to that, does anyone, the Count has given us permission to explore the castle. I mean, I
should
dare
definitely-
say we won't get another opportunity like this, especially as we make more friends, become more powerful, and become even more of a threat to his power.
We should definitely take stock of where things are or where people are. And if we have a chance to return for those we can't obviously we don't want to cast any more suspicion on ourselves, but doesn't mean we can't sneak back in if we at least have the lay of the land and what dangers there are here.
Indeed. So more a reconnaissance mission than any sort of
That I can do.
excellent.
Um,
And if we
Addy?
get an opportunity, go ahead.
Oh,
Yep.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Bree just puts a hand on her wrist and just gives it a squeeze. Who's up for? I guess would it just be me?
Oh, you're not going anywhere without me in this place.
Oh, wait,
do you
one
mean?
moment. Didn't, we've resolved this conversation, I suppose, but Juice, you haven't told us where you've been.
Oh, Strahd wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, like I said, I wanted
We have no
to.
questions about that.
Well, like I said, I wanted to speak with him
He looks
and
fine.
push him a
He
little
looks
bit
fine.
about Tatiana slash
Lifting
Irina.
through Deuce's arms, like he looks fine physically.
I'm in one piece.
Physically, yeah.
Yeah. And we can multitask. Yes. But I don't know, is there anything you want to share? Deuce, anything interesting, or is it just mostly bragging?
Oh, he could definitely keep talking about himself and his accomplishments and the war and all this stuff. It seemed like he didn't have enough of a chance at dinner to talk about it, apparently.
Well, so you just played a game of like cards, and that was it.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised now that I know he talked to you one-on-one that he wasn't trying to put some moves on you. It seems
Yeah,
like
to
him and
seduce
his...
you. Do you love him
Exactly.
now? Do you want to marry him now?
You want to become a bride?
I'm afraid we're neither of each other's types, I don't think.
No, Lisa seduce.
Well,
no.
what is your type, Mr. Wildura? I
Seduce.
have a hard time imagining anything except a domino as your bride.
I am indeed tied to Olajra in all her forms.
Even Escher didn't have something so unique a pairing on his shelves.
Oh my god.
And Marcus pulls out a gold coin and flips it in the air and covers it and says, Mr. Wildura, do you take this gamble to be your lawfully wedded? And you can see he's just messing with you.
Oh
Anyway,
my
heads or
god.
tails?
Oh god.
Let's see, can I cheat this somehow?
Of course you can.
It's not a magical coin, is it?
No, it's a normal coin. It's a gold coin. Show me your 51% chance.
I unfortunately do not have clairvoyance. Heads.
Heads. All right. Well, I didn't actually flip a real coin, so it's heads. So you got it right. Your luck
Lovely.
strikes again, Mr. Wildura.
As always.
No wonder why you want to get married to it.
Oh my god. If we're
Ugh.
done
I
with
jest,
the
I jest.
silliness, I think we have
Before
a night to plan.
people head out, Desire's just going to take Annie by back into one of Escher's couches and just a moment before we head out exploring. I'm aware that things got heated there for a moment.
And he's gonna kind of like pull her hand out of Desire's grip and be like, you have one person slip you a note and you're willing to do anything and risk all of our lives here and what we're doing for the greater good of Barovia just for that one person?
Do you
In
mean
such a high-risk situation?
Do you mean to tell me that you wouldn't have done so for Gertruda, should she have asked?
Not right now. Not in this situation. Not after what we've seen and what we've heard. We risk literally everyone around us and what we've been doing. Because someone slipped you a note? If I wanted to
I
see
think
some
it's going on.
kindness from you, I would have been slipping you notes for the last week.
Oh my god.
No, Lisa said.
Oh my god.
Deuce.
Because she made a choice. And that's what we have done all this time. We went into the more of a werewolf den because someone asked us. We went and saved those children because we were asked. This is not
We
the
were
first
not
time
in the
that we have
house
put
of a
ourselves in
vampire
danger.
when that happened.
A werewolf den is so quantitatively different.
Yes. Yes, it is. You've seen the sort of the brides, the Rahadan. We honestly have no idea what strength and powers lie within here. We're best to see this as a reconnaissance mission so that whenever we do come back, we can make sure that we succeed and so that we can save these people then, not possibly risk everything right now.
I thought your goal was to save Gertruda and anyone else in a desperate circumstance. So
My
I
goal is
tried to
free
put
the souls
myself
of
in your
Barovia.
shoes.
Well, take yourself out of them.
Well, Helga is sending Gertruda up because I saw your concern for her and I thought to give you one last opportunity to attempt to convince her before we left.
If she is happy here, then I have no right to tell her not to be.
What is
I
it
will
that has
bring
made
back
you
word
so
to her
afraid
mother.
since we've been here? Before dinner, you were passionately convincing Gertruda that the best thing that she could do would be to leave with us.
I don't recall that. It was a month ago.
We all have short-term memory loss.
That's why you watch the stream.
Yeah, I didn't actually get a chance to watch a stream pack this time. Anyway, keep going.
But yeah, Annie was actually back. Like, I'm not putting words in your mouth, Sierra. But yeah, that was originally the case.
I'd have to watch the stream back, but I'm pretty sure last time, like, Annie was quite keen on her coming back to her mother, but then sort of recounted sort of the situation that her mother had put her in and how happy she had been having that freedom or expanded view of the world sort of in the castle rather than in a room. And
I think if I remember correctly, you guys convinced her to write a letter that you can deliver to her mother.
yeah, I think that was kind of it.
Because you kind of realized that, you know, she's not lying about what she's saying. And perhaps it may be a lost cause to try and convince her that to go back to her abusive mother. If I remember correctly. I will watch the stream back just to double check, but I'm like 98% sure that's what I said.
She kind of wanted a letter to take back to the mother to be like, look, we tried, she's alright, she's doing well.
It's actually she's an adult, you can't control her anymore.
I'll admit I've taken interest in Helga because I know what it's like to struggle against circumstances beyond one's control and how much it takes to reach out to break free of those bonds. My recollection of our conversation with Gertruda led me to believe that were we willing to offer aid to someone, why not offer it to someone who was asking for it instead of somebody who was rejecting it at every turn?
Offer aid, yes, but not immediately.
Well, all I told Helga was that I would talk to my allies. And once more, should this be your decision, I can relay to her that fact, or you can do so yourself. But, as I have said, I do not think
what it is you plan to do as long as she knows the consequences of it.
I'll
And
remember
we are not.
that
we are
these
not
are
guaranteed.
this is the way that we should weigh and judge lives from now on.
What, as to how much of a risk it puts on our own selves?
This is what I have done, and I have been called out for it in the past. There are times when I have not wanted to extend my neck to save others, and we have done so.
We have, but you haven't.
Was I not there by your side? Taking hits, casting spells, drawing attention to myself.
Taking hits really when you're so far away from else's class all the time.
Taking a hit when?
When?
I might have taken a hit once in my life. It still counts.
120 feet away, taking hits.
My magic has provided you to barely take a scrape in the past weeks that we've been here. And I get thanked for it 2-3 nights again about being beaten mercilessly because you all think that's the best way to deal with a threat and that you try and cover it up the next day. That does not sit well with me, and it has not. And if I've changed my tune, that is why. I thought I could trust some people, and it turns out that may have been misplaced.
What would you have liked us to do, Annie?
Waited it out. Like we did when we first came across that other werewolf guy.
Waited it out how? You broke free from your bonds.
You chose violence. You chose violence against me.
What would you have had us do? Lay down in front of your claws?
Of course not. But some honesty would have been nice.
Marcus, I think, is endeared by your optimism. And he recognizes that it is something that is hard to come by in Barovia. And I have seen him, to an extent, fed that part of himself through being here. He has taken on the mantle of leader of this group and has steeled himself to make difficult choices. But I think that there is a part of him which regrets that. And he sees in you that part of himself that he has had to burn out. It was a selfish decision that he made to lie to you, but I hope you can understand that he was looking to keep the one bright thing that he saw in Barovia shining.
She certainly has a tear in her eye.
My husband can be a foolish man, but he is, at his core, motivated by goodwill. So you may call out my selfishness and my self-interest, but he ultimately thought he was putting you first. And I suppose that enough time here with enough time stuck with others without being able to simply run away and start afresh as I would like has forced me to consider that too. I feel for Helga. And that is a difficult thing for me to admit because anyone who is in bondage reminds me of a way that I once was and that I would choose death rather than be again.
That's a choice that you need to put to Helga, though. Your experiences don't color her life. But
And we will put
I
it
do
to her.
appreciate what you're saying. Zaya, are you scared of caring for people? Do you see it as a weakness?
And Desire will look uncertain at that. Before pulling herself together and saying, "Yes, I believe it is. I have seen the kind of choices that people make, the kind of sacrifices that they will make for others. I have long since determined that the only person I can rely on to look out for me is myself."
I understand that. But it's not weakness to allow yourself to give little pieces of yourself and your heart and your skill to others. It's actually quite a great strength, showing so much vulnerability, which I know is difficult when you've been scarred and hurt by it in the past.
Well, let's consider this a start then.
And you'll put out a hand to grab Desires once more.
Desire will press perfume of bewitchment into Annie's as she takes hers and say, "Should you really wish to convince Gertruda, this will aid
You're
you."
putting it on her.
Spritz!
I was like, whoa, wait, what?
I know that she has been your motivation since we came here. The reason for Molly, the reason for your appointed title as shepherd. I'm certain that it would pain you to leave here. She doesn't have to go back to her mother, but she can certainly do better than this place.
That she can. I hope that maybe now that we've met her and see where her alliances and hopes and dreams lie, that maybe we can, if and when we see her once more, that we can convince her of a life in Greater Barovia and hopefully maybe outside of the Mists one day.
Having been in shoes somewhat similar to Gertruda's, I would suggest don't try to sway her with talk of family. Not everyone comes from a loving home. Not everyone wants to return to or be attached to their family name. But freedom and the possibilities that a life beyond Barovia affords, that may be something that she could be convinced by.
What was your name before marrying Marcus? I don't think I'd asked before.
I've been married a number of times and had a number of names.
My original name.
But my first surname was Montebank.
Oh. I don't think Annie was there when they had the whole... I think it was just Juice and Desire that had the Miracle Elixir conversation, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, like the ones we saw on the side of the road.
All that.
Oh
All
yeah,
that.
gosh.
Yes,
Yes.
brain. True knowledge.
And
Good old
he's
Nice.
exactly, and he's
Actual
keen
keen
mind
mind,
sneaking
IRL
into
keen
Sierra
mind.
now.
Actual keen mind.
That was more than 30 days ago. You should get disadvantaged.
No, it wasn't. Not in game. If I can remember it.
God, that was a year and more ago.
I lost track right now.
So yeah, we're on.
Anyway, continue.
Perhaps
Oh
now
yeah,
you're
like the
telling
ones we
me
saw on the side of the
something.
road.
Annie, you mentioned once that you had been persecuted before.
Yeah.
Would you care to share what that was? What that experience was for you?
Well, you know how I talk to dead people?
Oh yeah, that.
You know how I tend to talk to people who have passed.
Hmm.
That's not something that I picked up recently. That's something that is always been a feature of my existence, and my family were undertakers, as you know, and so it was something that they quite encouraged, and our township did not take kindly to this strangeness, I guess you'd call it. Our family served a vital purpose to the community. I mean, people will always die, and there will always need to be someone there at the end of their time to look after what they leave behind. And although that work needs to be done, it doesn't mean that the general population still won't hate and despise you for what it is and what you stand for and what you represent.
People don't like to acknowledge that they are not immortal. And we see that taken to its most
People-
extreme in Strahd himself.
Yes, and people don't like those that aren't normal, things that are strange or weird or out of the ordinary or go against what they perceive as being normal. These are the kinds of things that make people fearful, and that's what makes people do very, very severe and horrible things.
When I came across my gifts, Annie, I embraced being strange and out of the ordinary. I delighted in being unconventional because why would I want to be the same as those unhappy and downtrodden people? So I became what people were desired and exciting and out of the ordinary life. And in doing so, I provided shelter to anyone else who was strange or unconventional, artists and painters and those who had been rejected from their families like me. There is a way to be yourself. You simply have to do so proudly and boldly and find the people who will give you the space to do so. And should you like to be truly yourself, I would like to see that, Annie.
Thank you. But what does the potion do?
You simply apply it here and here and here. And you'll become a little bit more charming for an hour, which can't hurt.
No, the one by the side of the road.
The one by the side of the road. Oh, you've seen Juice and Marcus take it before. It's
I have.
They took
Come
it
on,
before we
keen
went to the
mind.
werewolf den. Come on, keen mind.
Marcus did in the werewolf den.
Yep.
I can't remember when Deuce
I think
did it.
And
Juice did
Juice
as
did.
well. That was
Juice did,
basically
yeah.
what
Mhm.
stopped them both from becoming infected.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Excellent.
I can craft you one should we get the ingredients, but to be warned, it has a little bit of a kick.
Why not just
Hmm.
have and take it every day then?
Well, same as good wine, my dear. It's always a little bit of a price to pay in the morning. But I can see my husband pacing anxiously by the door with the thought of corridors unexplored.
Is Marcus like a dog, just like pacing at the door?
And
He is. He's like, I haven't seen my
imagine by
wife in
now-
10 minutes.
Scratches
Yeah.
at the door.
Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Desire is aware of the stinge marks by on his coat, and you know what he's like when unsupervised. So, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. Round of applause for that good RP. You know what? Both of you take a point of inspiration.
Whoa.
Yes! Fucking finally!
Nice.
Hey DM,
Hmm.
what do I do if I haven't used my other point previously?
Wait, can they stack? Can you get to...
I don't think I can.
No, not usually.
So just enjoy the warm, fuzzy
Uh,
feeling.
Yeah,
Fine.
the one fuzzy feeling of you could have used this one already.
Yay! Okay, I'm gonna take a 30-second break.
Okay.
Bree just kind of wipes a tear on the in the corner room, like, oh my god, finally, okay.
Is Bree just eavesdropping? Has she become
No,
the table?
no. You guys went to a corner, yeah.
I mean,
in
you
this
guys have
very
all
small
been in the same
room.
room.
Yeah, you're all in the same room, and Marcus is just like,
Yeah, I'm just
so proud of my wife.
trying to
So
look
proud of
cool
Annie.
with the boys, trying to look cool with the boys in the corner, just like,
Are we all doing like the lean back on the wall, like this is some 80s boy band, no, 90s boy band?
yeah. Yeah. So we good? We ready to go? Okay. Yeah.
Alright,
Ready
let's
to
go.
wrap up.
Yes, am I coming back for...
Yeah, she's just taking a short break. She'll be back shortly.
Okay.
What time is
Did
it
she
over
need to
there?
dry an
in Melbourne?
eye?
Yeah, so I think I might actually...
8:40.
3:38.
Yeah, I actually might look to wrap up a little bit early because I need to be out the house by 4. But, okay, so I will say after that conversation, you guys gather your things, you open... Wait, where, actually, I should probably ask you, where are you guys going? Where are you guys planning on going in this castle?
What's his face told us how to get to the dungeon, right? And the dungeon's where a mill is.
He didn't draw us a map.
Yeah, but I feel like drawing a map based on literally how Lisa has to pull up 8 or 10 or however goddamn many maps is pointless. He just has to tell us, you go
I
here.
feel, yeah.
Oh, actually, your keen mind. He can just tell you, and then your keen mind does the rest.
Would he have told us though?
He would need to be very good at describing and explaining things, though, which isn't a trait that people often have.
So we did
Honestly.
ask him, like,
I mean, he is a
would-
an
bard.
idea.
Like, you know the spiral staircase that's just outside
This is
your...
true.
So the spiral staircase that's just outside the room's door?
Yeah.
I would say that you know that, like, that is the main stairwell of the castle. That kind of leads to all of the floors. Am I getting myself clear? So it's kind of like if you were to go up or go down, you would hit, like...
It's the central elevator.
Yeah, put it
Okay.
that way. Central shaft of, like, how you would get around the castle.
To go,
The
pretty much go
actual
to the
shaft.
foyer. Okay. Well, we just gotta go sneakily down the
That's
stairs.
But first, would you all care to equip your arms and armor?
Put your arms back
Oh,
on.
finally get to change out of this goddamn dress. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like while the girls were chatting, yeah, Rio's just like, fuck this shit. He just like grab like
Take her
silver
makeup off.
bolts.
strap everything back on, all the
Yeah,
buckles.
What
and
we're
takes
all-
off the fake lashes? Like,
So imagine they're on the couch, like serious music is playing, like very brooding, dramatic music, and then you pan out to us, and it's like superhero getting changed music as we're all like equipping all our armor. You know, Bree's checking all her
yeah, falsies
gear
come
out,
off, lipstick come off.
and
Like,
for Marcus,
Commando
it's like the
makeup
last
on.
step for Marcus is putting the top hat on,
ugh.
kind of
I
thing.
find it hard to believe they'd be doing anything except like.
Probably, but also I'm introducing levity.
Yeah, armor's back on.
Okay.
Yep, everyone, arms and armor. Desire, you look amazing as you are. Don't change a thing.
Everyone else put on your default outfit.
Sorry, what are we doing?
Equipping arms and armor.
Putting your arms back on.
So yeah, Marcus obviously reattaches Rosenthorn's arms because you know he had his posh ones on.
Just a bow tie. Don't go for
Hard
it.
on.
Wash arms.
He had his bow tie on.
No, he had his fancy arms on.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the rings and things.
The one with the extra
Yeah,
filigree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apologies.
Guess I will.
Is there something in particular that you want to look for, or are we just mapping the
This,
castle?
Ideally, mapping, yes. Reconnaissance, yes. And if we could find a mill, we don't necessarily have to break him out, but if we could pass the message on.
So keep in mind that even though I know Petra keeps coming into
Helga.
Really?
Like, God, Petra's Fire Emblem free houses, I think.
So she mentioned that the traps that exist are poison, which we could prepare ourselves against by taking antoxin.
You heard. Also,
the
you
sleep?
heard sleeping trap, poison trap, and potential teleportation trap.
The one I am most concerned about is the teleportation, to be frank, because I do not know where that will send us, and we have very few ways to communicate with one another.
We could each of us take, since Juice, you have that spell prepared. We could each take a domino, a unique one, so that if we do fall prey to that trap, we're able to be located.
Shall I check on Irina first before we go?
Yes.
So Desire will, because I know where Irina's room is now, will look out through Love's eyes.
I will say you look out through Love's eyes, and you see the room is actually empty. You don't see Irina, you don't see Strahd.
She's not where we thought she would be. Do you think that he took her to a different chamber?
Let's find out, and
Oh,
I'll cast my
You're
locate
muted.
object on the domino that she has, or that I gave her.
You're muted,
You're
mate.
muted.
Oh,
You're muted.
I'm sorry, accent time?
no. Okay, so I cast locate object for the domino, saying like, well, let's try and find out and see if I can figure out where she is.
Also using locate object, you get the sense that something seems to be like radiating from the same study chamber that you were just in with Strahd. The one with the fireplace on the side.
Oh shit. She's in Strahd's
It's a study.
chamber. What's it called? Antechamber?
Is that bad? That's not
Uh,
a good place to be.
I
Well, when
mean,
it comes to scandal, there's very little difference between one's bedchamber and one's antechamber. But
No, it's a
True.
study. God damn it! It's not a chamber.
And Mr. Wildura, did it have a fireplace in it?
indeed,
Oh,
a
we can travel
large
with
roaring
powder.
one.
Scandalous.
What about a rug? Was there a rug?
Yeah,
Probably,
that's
probably, yeah. It was very finely decorated, if I remember well, with red velvety cushions and such on the couches.
The room of seduction. I knew it. Do you think we should go to her, or do you think we should scout and then maybe just like keep an eye on her whereabouts for the time being?
I mean, she would have just gotten there. I just came from there.
At least we know where Strahd would be.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So now would be a good opportunity.
I mean, that's where Irina is. You don't know if Strahd gonna be there.
Do you drop a token on Strahd?
Yeah, but I mean, if Strahd's gonna be anywhere, he's gonna be with Irina. So in that case, we merely have to worry about Rahadin popping up.
Did you drop a token on Rahadin?
I don't think I got that close to him. No.
How many of those can you have active at one time? Is it as many as you want?
I need to just cast locate object. I only have so many spell slots.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
gonna
say
go?
you guys all suited back up in your original armor. All the fancy shit has been taken off. Rosenthorn got his combat legs back.
Combat legs, nice. We can,
Yeah.
if it's not late yet, you know, perhaps he's just still talking to Irina. We could check on her later after she's likely or more likely to be back to her room.
I do think we need to start being concerned, perhaps, about whether or not he will let her leave. But I suppose that's a problem for later in the evening once we know.
And at the very least, Love can be our sentry, letting us know when Irina returns to her chambers.
All right, I'll set Love kind of swooping around the castle, keeping an eye through open windows looking for Strahd, Rahadin, and Irina. Any sign of them?
It's kind of just like circling.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know if it spots anything of importance.
And then our plan is to attempt to... I mean, if it's to pass on a message to Emil, Escher has already offered to do that.
Yes, but I worry. Like, it would be good to confirm his state with our own eyes, because you never know if Escher is bound by a command from Strahd.
I would just like to have a little look-see around. Is that okay with everyone?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, okay.
I am definitely on
Coming
team.
along.
Let's have a look around.
Alright, let's go. I am going to the stairs very quietly.
I'm not on team mess about and find out, given what happened to me an hour prior. So let's look around, but be cautious doing so.
Yes. If so, we're just stretching our legs. Okay. If Rahad, we're just stretching our legs. He totally fell for that last time, right, dude?
Yeah, he bought it 100%.
Indeed.
All right.
But also, don't forget, his master and his one true love, Strahd, his master Strahd said that we could look around at our own risk, but he did give us permission.
Yeah.
So who is Rahadin to stop us?
Yeah. Let's just be safe. Bree just wants to, she goes down the stairs very quietly and just looks around. See if anyone's around.
Okay. I'll say you take a step out of the room. Seems to be pretty quiet. The portrait on the left is still staring at you, rug at the bottom of your feet. As you look and decide which staircase that you
Oh
want
wait,
to
there's a
take,
trapdoor right there. There's a trapdoor.
there's a what?
That looks like a trapdoor right here in front of the thing, right?
No, no, no. That's a. I think that's the portrait and something in front of the portrait. Just double check.
The thing? Looks like a trapdoor on the floor.
Yeah,
But I might be wrong.
Wait, hold on. Did I? Oh. No, you're right. Sorry, my mistake. Yes, there is some sort of trapdoor on the ground.
Awesome. Bree
Uh-uh.
looks at it. Bree
It seems to be
It's not even covered. What is this blasphemy? It's not even.
It seems to be a wooden square trapdoor, 4 feet. It's 4 feet on a side and as thick as the floor, with recessed iron hinges and an iron ring built into the side opposite the hinges.
Huh. Okay. Marcus? I'm gonna see if this is,
Of course. I thought you would never ask.
Yeah, it's very strange. We walked in and out of this room all this time and we've never noticed this.
I guess we had more pressing matters on our minds
yeah.
at the time.
Okay.
Anyway,
there we
let's have a looky-loo, shall we?
Yeah. I think maybe this carpet was supposed to cover it, but, you know...
Well, this whole
might
place
be-
is in disrepair.
Yeah, the design of this place, man, I don't know. I don't know.
And honestly, Gertruda doesn't seem to be that good a maid. Like, I've had help all my life, and she
Marcus,
seems
just open
to...
it, just check the door. Just
So,
check
18.
Wait, hold on. Are you? Who's actually put you where you would be now?
Sure.
Alright, well, yeah. I will
Done
make space for
investigating
Marcus
the
yeah.
trapdoor.
in front of our room.
Yep. Sorry, I totally missed that somehow. Oh, I think it's because there's just like too many tokens in that area. My brain just completely
Oh, yeah.
completely
Yeah.
went past it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, so is Clan back? I heard her log on.
I heard a join.
Yeah, her camera's not on, but she's there.
Well, I will say anyway, you managed to easily. It's not locked. You pull the door to the trapdoor open, and you look down into what appears to be a deep drop. That is just like an abyss, like a shaft that seems to go all the way to the bottom of the castle somehow.
Okay.
Okay.
What did I miss?
Ladies
we got
first.
We got a trapdoor in
they-
front of our
yeah.
room. Right here.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
I will
does it
say.
look...
Mhm,
Yeah, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
You
You
go-
go ahead.
God fucking
You go
damn it.
ahead.
Sorry, did it look sturdy?
It's a shaft. It's literally a hole.
Oh, so there's like nothing
Oh,
grip on this inside?
so there's no ladder, is what I'm hearing.
No, there's no ladder from what you can see. It
Um,
literally looks like a stone shaft that goes all the way into
Oh.
God knows where. You can't even see the bottom at this
You
point.
know,
Alright,
you know what I
Brianna.
haven't done in a long time? What is it?
Oh, yes?
What is it? Ball bearing.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
My 1,000
Now,
bag of 1,000
Bree.
ball bearings. Yes.
Can I touch one and give it, using my
Yes.
magical tinkering, give it the light
Yes.
effect so we can watch
Hell
it?
yeah.
Yes, let's do this.
So it's just us squatting next to us.
Yeah, we're both just
Dropping
like,
off.
Okay,
we're
so
both like, and watch
Bree-
the ball bearing fall.
Yeah, Bree brings. So that's 3 times fast. Out a ball bearing, and Marcus, using your magic, you make the soft glow originate from it. As you drop it down into the shaft, you just hear. As like the light just goes dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, until it
jeez.
disappears.
Oh,
You don't even hear it hit the ground.
that's
Hoo boy.
That's a pretty big drop, and
okay.
sadly, if someone did fall in there, I could save them, but probably only one person.
Let's close this
Yeah, it's a safety hazard.
Yeah, okay. Pretty just like,
But I'll say
quietly
also-
We
close
found
it.
we found the toilet, everyone.
Yeah. Most likely.
You're not wrong.
From
Or
just
a bloody
letting
dump.
just letting the other three know. Put yourself where you would be if we're going into full exploration.
What? Well, it's currently just this trapdoor, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys could still be back in the room. That's fine.
Oh.
Or you guys could be standing on the carpet or on the stairs. That's all good as well.
Ooh, carpet.
Yeah, there's a carpet.
And he gets
I think
cold
like-
feet.
She does.
Oh yeah, it's a very
Uh,
cold castle.
Yeah. Let's not go through this hole. Okay.
Also,
Uh,
everyone
no.
is where they would be now
Yes.
if we were to
I
go
would
into
say so.
exploration.
Yes.
Okay.
I think,
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
Close the
I think so.
door. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So as everyone is sort of like crowding around the trapdoor, and Annie, you kind of looking over, going like, "Hey, what's happening?" You suddenly feel a from underneath your feet. As,
Oh no.
as
The
if you feel the carpet flutter on the corners, and suddenly
Feeties.
suddenly the four corners of the carpet seems to like smother you up as it tries to grab you into a smother. And I'm
Oh,
showing
no.
19 hits here.
Another smothering.
Oh my god.
So Annie, before you know it, the carpet just wraps yourself around. Your hands are trapped beside you as you're just like, oh my god, what's happened? As you get burritoed into this carpet, and we will continue this in the next session.
Of course,
Annie
you
is
stepped
smothered by a rock.
2 feet outside of the room. Oh, already something.
What's happening?
This bodes
Oh
well.
my god.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Nothing. Not even the rug.
Not even the rug.
Oh man.
Feeties.
Now I can finally reveal the giant rug of smuggling token. That's making it really hard to see everything because I have so many tokens in that one area right now.
Yeah.
I just like tokens on top of tokens. Am I even selecting the
Oh,
right
damn
one? I'm
it, what
selecting
else
the right
is-
one. That's why. That's honestly why I did not see that trapdoor. I have just so many things happening here right now.
Yeah, it was funny 'cause I was just like, yeah. Well,
Okay,
I'm
but
glad I
point.
spotted it. I guess I don't know. Words. That's hilarious.
Okay, so we will continue next session straight into initiative as Annie
So we
is
fight
burritoed in
a
a
rug.
rug. To fight a rug.
Sweet. To fight a rug.
Love that.
Alright, so we're finishing. Anyone who's still on stream, I have stream open right now. We're finishing a little bit early because I need to go run off in like 5 minutes. But thank you for joining us this week. Keep an eye on socials because there may be some schedule changes in December now that we're going into holiday season. So just keep an eye on Twitter, usual message room master ask, whatever. But yeah, we'll hopefully see you. Yeah, what am I talking about? We'll hopefully see you all soon. At least we'll do another session in December, and we'll figure it out then. So until next session, stay safe wherever you are, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.